In the era of Pokémon, I have countless copies. Wang Lu travels through the urban version of the Pokémon world and activates the God-level dungeon system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for clearing the Cerulean Gym and being rewarded with Flash Milotic. Ding! Congratulations to the host for clearing Unmanned Power Station, rewarded with Zapdos. Ding! Congratulations to the host for clearing Dragon Nest and being rewarded with the Millennium Dragon Ball, Flash Salamence. Ding! Congratulations to the host for clearing Jiwan Gym and being rewarded with a Master Ball. Just like that, Wang Lu became invincible while completing the dungeon. Chapter 1. God-level Instance System. This. In the yard, Wang Lu stared at Persian, who was lying on the ground taking a nap in front of him, with a lazy expression on his face, shocked and speechless for a long time. What is going on? Wang Lu had an unbelievable expression on his face. It's true that he has an orange cat at home, why did the orange cat turn into Persian when he woke up? Next moment, Wang Lu's head swelled, and he felt an unusually large amount of information pouring into his mind. Only then did Wang Lu know that he had traveled through time, and he had traveled to the Pokémon world of his dreams. Nothing seems to have changed, the same city, the same family, even the same parents. But at the same time, the world has undergone enormous changes. First of all, there are many Pokémon in this world. People live in harmony with Pokémon, and through breeder Pokémon, many new professions have been developed, such as Pokémon trainer, Pokémon doctor, etc. Among them, Pokémon trainers are the most common. In this world, those powerful trainers are as dazzling as celebrity normal, and are supported and loved by countless people. And the various colleges are also determined to train students to be excellent trainers. The content they teach basically revolves around Pokémon. As for the so-called language and mathematics, it is just an insignificant side course. Excellent! Isn't this the Pokémon world I've been dreaming of? As a hardcore player of the Pokémon series, I will definitely show my talents and make my ancestors shine. Wang Lu felt excited. Apart from learning language and mathematics, he is unable to do what he wants. But conquering Pokémon, breeder Pokémon, and even fighting Pokémon, these are his strong points. If you are interested and capable, if you can't succeed, then it's too useless. Ding! Congratulations to the host for activating the God-level dungeon system. Just when Wang Lu was in ecstasy, an electronically synthesized voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Wang Lu was startled at first, but soon regained his composure. As a Sounian in the new era, Wang Lu has naturally read many time travel novels, among which Pokémon fan novels have been read, and I don't know how many. Because of this, he is very familiar with the system and so on, and now he accepts it very quickly. God-level dungeon system? What function do you have? Could it be to challenge the dungeon and get rewards? Wang Lu asked directly in his heart. Exactly. Back to the host, this system provides you with countless dungeons. As long as you challenge and clear the dungeons, you can get a lot of rich rewards. The system replied. Wang Lu nodded, and directly opened the system interface with his mind, and there were indeed countless copies in it. But at the moment, the vast majority of copies are blacks, representing inaccessibility. Currently only one copy is lit up, and that is Cerulean Gym. As if anticipating the doubts in Wang Lu's heart, the system replied directly, Dear host, Cerulean Gym is your first instance. You must clear this instance before you can open other instances later. Wang Lu nodded, expressing his understanding, just about to enter, but was bounced back. Ding! It's detected that you haven't carried Pokémon, so you can't challenge the instance. As the system prompt sounded next to his ear, Wang Lu was slightly taken aback. He had just crossed over, and there was a woolen Pokémon. By the way, when the Traverser first activated the system, there should be a novice gift package. System, I just crossed over, and I don't even have half a Pokémon in my hand. Should you give me a beginner's gift bag? Wang Lu asked tentatively. Newbie gift pack? Sorry for the host, this system does not provide this service, but if it is a novice reward, the system has already issued it for you. As the system owner, you have obtained the powerful Wave Guide power, and at the same time, you can also see the Pokémon's attribute panel through your eyes. The system replied meticulously. Stingy, don't even give me the Earl Dervish Pokémon. Wang Lu pursed his lips slightly, and subconsciously glanced at Persian in front of him. Sure enough, Just as the system said, an attribute panel appeared in front of Wang Lu. Persian. Attribute, Normal. Level, 28, Advanced. Qualification, Green. Skills, Grab, Mad Fury Swipes, Bite, Thunderbolt. Persian's attribute panel is so simple that it's almost self-explanatory. Naturally, Wang Lu could understand it, but there was one question, and that was aptitude. The system seemed to know the question in Wang Lu's mind, and replied directly, back to the host, Pokémon's aptitude is innate, and it is a comprehensive manifestation of all talents such as ability, character, species strength, and individual value. For normal, at the same level, the higher the Pokémon's aptitude, the stronger the combat power. Classification of qualifications. White, weak. Green, normal. Blue, premium. Purple, excellent. Orange, chosen. Golden, legendary. Rainbow, myth. In addition, Pokémon's aptitude is predestined. Except for evolution to improve aptitude, acquired normal cannot be changed. With the system's meticulous answer, Wang Lu understood it completely. This Persian has a green aptitude, very ordinary, but its level is not low, it has a full level of 28. But Wang Lu changed his mind. In the previous life, my parents raised this orange cat when they got married, and now it is 17 or 18 years old, 1 year older than myself. This is already an extremely long-lived old cat. But now that the world has changed, the Persian in front of him is probably transformed from the old orange cat in the previous life. Then it seems that it is not surprising to have this level at such an age. Ah Wang! Wang Lu called out tentatively, and Persian really opened his eyes and looked over. This made Wang Lu even more convinced that the Persian in front of him was transformed from an orange cat in his previous life. Well, I should call you Persian now, let's go, you can challenge the instance with me. After all, Wang Lu didn't care whether the other party agreed or not, and directly entered the instance with Persian in his arms. Sure enough, this time successfully entered. With the flash of the screen, I saw Wang Lu and Persian came to a contest aquarium together. Meow. Suddenly coming to a strange place, Persian was terrified and struggled frantically to break free from Wang Lu's arms, curled up on the ground and trembled. Ha, you bastard! Wang Lu couldn't help but sneered. Despite growing up with Arnold and a lot of affection, this Persian was ultimately his parents' pet, not his own. At the moment, Wang Lu just pulled it over to make a dungeon together, and had no intention of taking over breeder. After all, the quality of this product is too low, and there is no potential at all. As a hardcore player of the Pokémon series, Wang Lu is naturally very aware of the importance of Pokémon qualifications. In the game, those quasi-gods and beasts with a species strength of 600, even at the same level, their strength is completely different from ordinary Pokémon. In this world, although there is no species strength, the aptitude is the same. Chapter 2. Cerulean Gymnasium, against Misty. Who? Are you here to challenge the gym? In the huge open-air swimming pool, a girl in bikini leaned out of the water and asked Wang Lu. Yeah. Wang Lu nodded. The bikini girl went directly to the beach after hearing this, took out a pokeball and smiled. Hi, our Cerulean Gym is not something that just cats and dogs can challenge. If you want to have a gym challenge with our gym owner Misty, you must pass me first. Of course, no problem. Wang Lu Salation smiled. In his opinion, the bikini girl in front of him was nothing more than an idiot. Go, my Pokémon, Seal. The bikini girl directly sent out her own Pokémon, a snow-white seal, which was swimming freely in the underwater. The entire battlefield is a huge swimming pool, and there is a long walkway in the middle. Both Wang Lu and Persian are standing in the aisle, the bikini girl is standing opposite, and Seal is swimming in the underwater. Seal. Attribute, Water. Level, 6, Low Level. Qualification, White. Abilities, Water Gun, Shock. Glancing at Seal's attribute panel, Wang Lu secretly smiled. It's only level 6 trash, it's not vulnerable at all. My Pokémon is Persian. Wang Lu also sent his own Pokémon. Okay, let's start the battle, go to Seal, and use Water Gun to attack Persian. The bikini girl casually snapped her fingers and gave the battle order. Upon hearing this, Seal immediately puffed up her cheeks and spit out a water gun towards Persian. This water gun is very sparse, and its speed is very slow, and its power is probably not much higher. Wang Lu didn't give any order at all, but the Persian Salation flashed and easily avoided the water gun. The bikini girl was very dissatisfied, and after a cold snort, she continued, "Don't give up, Seal, use the water gun to attack continuously." Puff puff. Hearing this, Seal fired water guns at Persian continuously. As a result, none of them hit. Instead, it was exhausted and collapsed, and began to pant. After all, Pokémon's physical strength is very limited, especially, Seal is only level 6, the level is too low, and his physical strength is naturally weak. Seeing that Seal's water gun attack has no effect at all, the girl in bikini panicked, "Damn it, since that's the case, Seal uses a shock attack." Hearing this, Seal jumped out of the water directly, with his head on his head, seemingly vicious, but actually bumped towards Persian cutely. Persian seemed to know that this Seal was weak. Facing Seal's attack, it still looked very Salation. With a wave of its hand, it knocked Seal back into the pool. This move isn't even a skill, it's just a normal attack. But a normal attack up to level 28 is far beyond what Seal can withstand. Really? It didn't take long for Seal to surface again, but at this time, Seal was completely dizzy and lost the ability to fight. "Seal! Are you okay?" The bikini girl hurriedly entered the water and left in a hurry with Seal, which meant that Wang Lu won the battle. The open-air swimming pool in Cerulean Gym is very huge, and the walkway in the middle is also very long, with no end visible at a glance. After defeating a rival, Wang Lu took Persian and moved on. At this time, Persian seemed to have adapted to the environment here and became calm again. Next, Wang Lu encountered challenges from some bikini girls one after another. Their levels were getting higher and higher, but Persian still won easily. 10 minutes later. After Wang Lu walked down the aisle, he finally arrived at the finish line. In front of him was a huge arena, and Misty, the gym owner, was already looking forward to it. Misty smiled and said, "Challenger, you can come here, I have to admire your strength and courage. Next is the official gym challenger, 3v3, no problem." 3v3? Wang Lu frowned slightly when he heard this. Now he only has Persian, a Pokémon in his hand. 3v3 is really unfavorable, but if he refuses like this, then all the previous efforts will be in vain. After all, this is just a copy, not the real world. If you fail the dungeon challenge, or give up and admit defeat, then the next challenge will naturally start over. Of course, no problem. After thinking about it for a moment, Wang Lu smiled confidently. So what if there's only one Pokémon? Just wear 1 and 3 and that's it. Okay, first of all, my first Pokémon is, let's go Staryu. As the owner of the gym, Misty naturally took the lead in sending out her own Pokémon. In a flash of white light, a golden 5-pointed star appeared on Misty's field. Staryu. Attribute, Water. Level, 12, Intermediate. Qualification, White. Skill, Water Gun. Glancing at Staryu's attribute panel, Wang Lu smiled secretly. He originally thought that as a gym leader, Misty's Pokémon would be so powerful, but he didn't expect it to be anything more than that. Come on, Persian. Wang Lu once again confidently sent Persian on the field. Not to mention a level 12 Staryu, even a Staryu with the same level as Persian, Wang Lu is confident of winning. Although Persian does not have much advantage in attributes against water Pokémon, Wang Lu discovered by observing Persian's attribute panel that this Persian mastered the unique skill of Thunderbolt. You must know that Thunderbolt is an electric skill, which has double the damage to water types. But Wang Lu also refuses to let go of the eagle when he sees the rabbit. Right now, Misty still has the possibility of hiding her strength. All in all, it was impossible for Wang Lu to use Thunderbolt before Misty sent out the third Pokémon. The battle begins. Come on, Staryu, use the water gun trick. Misty took the lead in launching the attack. Upon hearing this, Staryu immediately fired the water gun and sprayed it towards Persian. Staryu's water gun is very fast and powerful. You can tell at a glance that Misty has received professional training. However, the huge level gap cannot be ignored. Wang Lu shouted, "Avoid it, use bite." Sure enough, Persian swayed and easily avoided the water gun attack, and then moved quickly towards Staryu. Persian's speed was so fast that Staryu couldn't react at all. Within a few breaths, Persian had already rushed in front of Staryu. In the tense atmosphere of the latter, Persian pounced down and bit Staryu's body. Ding dong ding dong ding dong. In an instant, the red light on Staryu's body began to flash, just like Ultraman, which meant that it had lost energy. Chapter 3. Clearance Reward, Level 30 Flash Milotic. Ding, Persian has been upgraded. The current level is 29. Ding, Persian has learned a new skill Agility. Following the system prompts ringing in his ears, Wang Lu smiled faintly. Persian suddenly upgraded and learned new skills, which made him more confident. Humph, you're pretty good at it. At this time, Misty took back the defeated Staryu, and immediately sent out the next Pokémon, Go, Seduck. Seduck. Attribute, Water. Level, 18, Intermediate. Qualification, Green. Skills, Water Gun, Confusion, Insane Fury Swipes. A white light flashed, and a yellow-skinned duck appeared on the field. It looked very energetic, and it should not be the Seduck in the original book. After all, this is not the real world, just a copy of the system settings. Take advantage of the victory, Persian, use Crazy Fury Swipes. Wang Lu issued an attack order. Upon hearing this, Persian immediately rushed towards Seduck. Misty was brave enough to snort, in that case, Seduck, we use Crazy Fury Swipes too. Immediately, the two Pokémon, Persian and Seduck, beat each other frantically. After all, Persian has a huge level advantage and is stronger, knocking Seduck to the ground in no time. But this time, Persian also suffered a little injury. Fortunately, at this time, Misty has only the last Pokémon left, Persian can hold on, and Wang Lu also feels that victory is in sight. Come back Seduck. Go, my last trump card, Starmie. Misty retracted Seduck and sent out the last trump card. It was a blue starfish, which was the evolved form of Staryu. Its body structure was much more complicated than that of Staryu, and its ability was naturally much stronger than that of Staryu. More importantly, Starmie is not just a water-type Pokémon, it is a double attribute Pokémon of Water plus Psychic. It has a powerful Psychic, which is very tricky. Starmie. Attribute, Water plus Psychic. Level, 26, Advanced. Qualification, Purple. Skills, Water Gun, Rapid Spin, Swift, Psybeam. Glancing at Starmie's attribute panel, Wang Lu was slightly taken aback. This Starmie is indeed a trump card, its level is as high as 26, not much lower than Persian. What's more, it actually has the qualification of Purple. White Weak. Green Common. Blue Advanced. Purple is excellent. Persian only has green qualifications, but this Starmie has purple qualifications. The gap in ability, and the gap in combat power, must be quite huge. Nowadays, Persian is slightly ahead of the level, and there is no advantage at all. Humph, what's the matter, are you scared? Seeing Wang Lu's surprised look, Misty smiled triumphantly and said, the two Pokémon in front of me are just to test your strength, and Starmie is my real main Pokémon, even the trump card. You must not overcome mine. Really? That's not necessarily. Wang Lu didn't give in to the powerful Misty on the opposite side. After all, he still had Thunderbolt in his hand, so it wasn't that he had no chance of winning. Humph, stubborn guy. Misty smiled, waved her little hand, and shouted, come on Starmie, attack with Rapid Spin. As soon as the words fell, Starmie turned into a whirlwind and attacked Persian with a swish. So fast. Wang Lu was taken aback, and even shouted, get out of the way, Persian. Faced with Starmie's attack, Persian was also taken aback, and after hearing Wang Lu's command, he quickly ran back. It's a pity that its speed was not as fast as Starmie's. In just one breath, Starmie knocked him to the ground, screaming in pain. Is this the power of purple aptitude? Wang Lu thought to himself. Pokémon has a high level and represents strong abilities. Pokémon's high aptitude also means strong ability. But Persian's level is not much higher than Starmie's, on the contrary, his qualifications are 2 levels lower. Therefore, combined, Persian's ability is not small compared to Starmie's. Haha, great job, Starmie! Misty couldn't help but praise. The two Pokémon in front of Misty were instantly killed by Persian, and she was holding a sigh of relief. Right now, Starmie finally has the advantage, she naturally wants to vent. Go on, go on! Use the Rapid Spin! Misty kept shouting. Heard the words. Once again Starmie turned into a whirlwind and charged towards Persian. Persian, use agility. Wang Lu continued, and immediately used the skills he had just learned. Whoosh! After agility, Persian's speed also increased greatly, surpassing Starmie for a while, causing Starmie's many attacks to miss. Damn! Misty secretly became anxious. Wang Lu looked excited at this time. Persian, use Thunderbolt near Starmie. Persian also seemed to hold his breath. As soon as Wang Lu finished speaking, a saffron-colored strong electric current was suddenly released from Persian's body. The power of this electric current was obviously extremely great, and Starmie was sent flying violently. What? It's Thunderbolt! Misty was very surprised. As far as she knew, Persian was not an electric-type Pokémon, but unexpectedly, she learned an electric-type Pokémon. She was completely careless. As we all know, electric-type skills have double damage to water-type Pokémon. What's more, Thunderbolt itself is extremely powerful, and if the damage is doubled, the power is even more indescribable. I saw that Starmie was completely paralyzed on the ground by the electric shock, and black scorched smoke continued to be emitted from his body, obviously completely losing the ability to fight. Instant kill with one move. This is the charm of attribute Zionk. Come back Starmie, you've worked hard. Misty took Starmie back, comforted her, and then smiled at Wang Lu. Challenger, you are very strong. Take it, Cerulean Batch, this is the proof that you defeated the Cerulean Gym. As she spoke, Misty took out a water blue badge from her chest and handed it to Wang Lu. Thanks. Wang Lu thanked him and took the badge. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully clearing the copy of Cerulean Gym, rewarding you with a level 30 Flash Milotic. Defeat Misty, get the Cerulean Batch, and Wang Lu can also be regarded as clearing the copy. And at this moment, a system prompt sounded in Wang Lu's ear. This made Wang Lu startled. What? Level 30 Flash Milotic. Chapter 4. An unexpected delivery, Dratini's Pokémon eggs. You know, Milotic is already extremely precious, and its strength and rarity are by no means inferior to those of the Yuuzhanjia. Not to mention, Flash Milotic. Even in the game, Flash Milotic is rare, and it is the existence that all players dream of. Now in this reality, its value is even more unimaginable. Sky-high price. Absolutely sky-high. As long as you sell it, getting rich overnight is not a dream at all. Certainly. It is impossible for Wang Lu to sell. After all, everyone likes the powerful, beautiful, and elegant Pokémon, and he is no exception. Come out, Milotic! At this time, Wang Lu couldn't help but release Flash Milotic, wanting to have a glimpse of it. With a flash of white light, Flash Milotic suddenly appeared in the pool next to it. Like ordinary Milotic, it also had cream-colored skin. In addition, the normal Milotic also has long pink eyebrows and long hair, and blue and red scales on the tail. And this Flash Milotic has long golden eyebrows, long blue hair, and golden and red scales on its tail. In general, this Flash Milotic is not only beautiful and elegant, but more importantly, it is more mysterious and noble than ordinary Milotic. If an ordinary Milotic is a daughter, then this Flash Milotic is a royal princess. Wow, so beautiful! Is this the Milotic from Hone? And it's heterochromatic, it's so beautiful. Flash Milotic's beauty not only easily conquered Wang Lu, but also Misty next to him. Misty's three sisters and some bikini girls were deeply impressed. At this time, the girls approached Milotic in unison, wanting to interact with it at close range. The Cerulean Gymnasium is a water gymnasium and an aquarium at the same time, so these girls' preference for water Pokémon can be seen, let alone such a mysterious and rare different-colored Milotic. Unfortunately, Milotic turned a blind eye to their enthusiasm, and was even a little annoyed. I saw it flicking its long and slender tail, easily triggering a moderately powerful water wave. With a bang, the water was rippling, and the powerful spray mercilessly knocked all the surrounding girls away. Ah, the unique water system trick in Hone, the water wave. It's so powerful. Immediately afterwards, Milotic threw himself on Wang Lu amidst the envious eyes of many girls, and rubbed on Wang Lu's face very intimately. After all, it is produced by the system, and Milotic's favorability, intimacy, etc. for Wang Lu are all full. Well, Milotic is so good. Wang Lu stroked Milotic's chin to appease him while observing Milotic's attribute panel. Milotic. Attribute, Water. Level, 30, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Skills: Water Wave, Twister, Recover, Rain Dance, Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail, Surf, Hydro Pump. His. Wang Lu couldn't help but gasped. He didn't even think that this Flash Milotic had a golden aptitude. White Weak. Green Common. Blue Advanced. Excellent Purple. Orange Day. Golden Legend. Rainbow Myth. According to the qualification level of the system, this golden qualification is the top qualification second only to the myth. Wang Lu originally thought that at least the quasi-god Pokémon of the level of Dragonite and Laoban could have the golden aptitude. I really didn't expect that this Flash Milotic could also have a golden qualification. This means that its combat power is extraordinary, far surpassing other Pokémon of the same level. And when Wang Lu observed Milotic's attribute panel, he found that it has a lot of skills. It is only level 30, and it has learned the level of the Hydro Pump. This is simply unbelievable. Wang Lu thought, this should also have something to do with its terrifying aptitude. Ding, you have cleared the instance, do you want to exit? As the system prompt sounded next to his ears, Wang Lu was about to click to exit the copy, but then he was attracted by Sakura's words. Sakura is Misty's eldest sister, she never had Misty's fighting talent, so she is more in charge of the aquarium's business, she said. Mr. Wang Lu, if possible, I hope you can lend me Milotic, I want to complete the next water ballet performance with it. Of course, in return, we have a mysterious Pokémon egg to give away. Not long after, Misty walked over with a Pokémon egg. A Pokémon egg. Wang Lu frowned slightly. It's not a problem at all to lend Milotic to Sakura to complete the underwater ballet. If there is another reward, or even no reward, Wang Lu agrees casually. After all, he can enjoy a good performance, right? The key problem is that there are too many uncertainties in Pokémon eggs. Because no one knows what kind of Pokémon egg this is. What if a Caterpie hatches? Just when Wang Lu hesitated, he subconsciously glanced at the Pokémon egg. Unexpectedly, he also saw an attribute panel. Dratini, Pokémon egg form. Grade? Attribute, Dragon. Qualification? Skill? I'll go, that's okay. Wang Lu couldn't help shouting in his heart. This system is too awesome, even if it is a Pokémon egg, you can still see the attribute panel. Oh Dratini! What else is there to say, Quasi-God Cub? Wang Lu directly agreed to Sakura's request. An hour later, the water ballet performance was over. Holding Dratini's Pokémon egg, Wang Lu exited the instance with Persian and Milotic. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 5. The Shock of the Professor's Parents. A trip to the copy, full of benefits. A Flash Milotic, a Pokémon egg from Dratini. Wang Lu was ecstatic in his heart. He didn't put in any effort at all, but he got such a huge reward. This is the system, this is the halo of the protagonist, so cool. Keeping Milotic in the pool in his yard, Wang Lu sat comfortably on a chair with the egg in his arms, and carefully massaged and maintained the Pokémon egg. As for Persian, Wang Lu also took some Pokémon food and energy cubes as a reward. In this world, Wang Lu's family is relatively wealthy, with villas and large courtyards. Parents with double professor, although not as awesome as the Professor Oak in the original book, but it is not bad, with a high annual salary. Wang Lu is 18 years old this year and will be going to university in a few days. Of course, the universities in this world are all Pokémon universities, and they are more free than imagined. But one thing is the same as in the previous life, that is, everything depends on strength. As long as you have strength, no matter where you go, you will be respected everywhere. Just when Wang Lu was thinking wildly, the Pokémon egg in his arms suddenly glowed, and the light became stronger and stronger, and finally it was a little dazzling. When the light dissipates, the previous Pokémon egg has disappeared, and it is replaced by a cute little dragon. The snake-like dragon is covered with light blue scales, and its abdomen is white. It has a pair of big watery eyes, a pair of white dragon horns, and a big white round nose. It looks cute, and cute as a whole, is a generation of quasi-god cubs, Dratini. Wow! Dratini is very close to Wang Lu. He has been in Wang Lu's arms since he was born and refused to come out. He kept sticking out his little head and rubbing against Wang Lu's face, making Wang Lu's face slippery and cool. It feels very good. Hello, little baby. Wang Lu also caressed Dratini's body fondly. At the same time, he did not forget to observe its attribute panel. Dratini. Attribute, Dragon. Level, Level 5, Low Level. Qualification, Purple. Skills, Water Gun, Twister, Thunder Wave, Dragon Tail. Wang Lu was very satisfied with Dratini's attribute panel and couldn't help but nodded. Dratini has 3 forms, the first is Dratini, the second is Dragonair, and the third is Dragonite. And Dratini is now in the first stage, and already has the aptitude of Purple, which is obviously a talent. Once it evolves into Dragonite, it must be another golden legend. Whether it's Dratini or Flash Milotic, there's no doubt they're extremely rare Pokémon. As the saying goes, a man is not guilty, but he is guilty of carrying a jade. Wang Lu thought to himself. Being a human being for 2 lifetimes, Wang Lu naturally understands this truth. If one has treasures without strength, it is a sin. Not only can't protect the treasures, but it will also bring disaster to himself. Certainly. Wang Lu already has it now, so naturally he won't give it up. So the first thing to do is to keep a low profile, and then quickly increase your strength. As long as you have strength, so what if you are coveted? Just crush it with force. As the sky darkened, Wang Lu's parents returned home exhausted after a day's work. When they just walked into the yard and saw Milotic in the pool, the exhaustion on their faces disappeared instantly, replaced by shock and disbelief. Oh my god, Flash Milotic! Occupational disease broke out. I saw the 2 skillfully took out the camera and picture book, rushed to Milotic excitedly, and observed closely. Seeing the horrified look of his parents, Wang Lu felt so relieved. After all, the professor's parents were so surprised, he naturally has a strong sense of accomplishment in his heart. Why the hell is Flash Milotic in our pool? Wang Hongguang, Wang Lu's father, was actively collecting materials, while he couldn't hide his astonishment. Who knows? Wang Lu's mother, Tian Hui, was also actively collecting information, and took time out of her busy schedule to reply. Ahem. At this time, Wang Lu coughed twice, appeared on the stage, and said infinitely pretentiously, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, this Flash Milotic is the Pokémon I just tamed, and this Dratini is also. Well. In an instant, Wang Hongguang and Tian Hui's eyes widened in disbelief, and Mother Tian Hui's eye sockets were a little moist. Only then did they realize that their son had grown up, and besides, he seemed to have a talent that could be called against the sky as a trainer. Good son. No wonder you are dismissive of your parents' careers. With such talent, it would be a pity if you don't become a trainer and make a name for yourself on the big stage. Wang Hongguang said, heavily patting Wang Lu on the shoulder, he said with emotion. As a man, whose first dream is not to be a trainer to fight everywhere. Make a name for yourself on a world-class stage? Wang Hongguang did not have the talent of a trainer, so he made the next best thing, worked hard to become a scholar, and finally became a professor. Of course. My dream is to dominate the world stage and become the world's #1 trainer. Wang Lu smiled boldly. It's hard to travel through a game, and you have a powerful system. If you don't even have this dream, then you're playing a fart. Haha, good. Come on, tell Dad if you have any difficulties, Dad will fully support you. Mom also fully supports you. At this time, Wang Hongguang and Tian Hui felt very relieved. They used to think that their son was playing with things and lost his ambition, but they never thought that they still have such a great dream. During dinner, Wang Hongguang and Tian Hui did not forget to tell Wang Lu not to reveal the existence of Flash Milotic to outsiders before he has enough strength. After all, even with their status, it is impossible to estimate the worth of Flash Milotic. As for Dratini, he didn't say anything. In this world, although Dratini is precious, it is only worth about 100 million, and Wang Lu is the son of 2 professors, so it is normal to have Dratini. Chapter 6. Unmanned Power Station. vs Team Rocket Elite. After dinner, Wang Lu went to the mall for some shopping. First of all, he bought a box of 100 luxury balls. In this world, there are 100 ordinary red and white Poke balls. Great Ball, 1001. Ultra Ball, 3001. Luxury Ball, 10,000 balls. This price has increased exponentially. Of course, high-end Poke balls are expensive for a reason. The more high-end Pokeballs, the larger the space inside and the more luxurious the environment. Because of this, the more advanced the Pokeball, the greater the chance of conquering it. In addition, advanced Pokeballs also make it easier to increase the Pokemon's intimacy, favorability, etc. towards its owner. In addition to the luxury ball, Wang Lu also bought a bunch of various evolution stones and various boosting props. A total of more than 5 million summer coins were spent. Wang Lu is the son of 2 professors, and he does own some assets. These 5 million xia coins are nothing at all, just a drop in the bucket. After returning home and seeing that his parents were not there, Wang Lu entered the dungeon again. But this time, Wang Lu did not bring Persian. After all, he now has his own Pokémon. By the way, Wang Lu also replaced Milotic and Dratini with luxury balls. Wang Lu felt that only luxury balls could be worthy of his status. The second copy was called Unmanned Power Station, which made Wang Lu feel a little nervous. Gamers all know that Zapdos often exists in unmanned power stations. Could it be that there is Zapdos in this copy? Shua! With a flash of white light, Wang Lu appeared in a huge abandoned power station. Although the surrounding power generation equipment was dilapidated, the entire power station was still filled with a full electric magnetic field. Even if you look around, you can see many electric Pokémon, such as Magnemite, Magneton, Electro Ball, Naughty Bullet, Shinx, Electrike, etc. Hey kid, Team Rocket is on business, get out of here if you don't want to die. At this time, a man in black uniform led a might hyena and walked towards Wang Lu with a fierce look. He has an R-shaped logo on his chest, and he is indeed a member of Team Rocket. Moreover, his uniform is obviously more advanced than that of Jesse James in the original book. He is probably an elite member of the Rockets, and one cannot underestimate him. Might Hyena. Attribute, Evil. Level, 35, Elite. Qualification, Blue. Skills, Snarl, Bite, Crunch, Odor Sleuth, Destroying Death Ray. Ha, what if I want to die? Wang Lu smiled faintly. In the copy, he would not retreat even a step. The level 35 elite Might Hyena is indeed not weak, but she is not much stronger. Wang Lu believes that Mitsumi can deal with it. Yes, Mitsumi is the new name Wang Lu gave to his Milotic. After all, it is a shiny Pokémon and has a card. Humph, then I will help you. Might Hyena, destroy the Death Light. The man from Team Rocket gave an order, and Might Hyena opened her mouth wide when she heard the words. She quickly condensed a ball of saffron-colored violent energy, and then turned into a golden energy light wave, which Pylian normal shot towards Wang Lu. Wang Lu was shocked. He didn't expect that the other party was so crazy that he would directly attack humans. The Rockets are the Rockets, they are really bad and will do whatever it takes. At this critical moment, Wang Lu felt an extremely powerful energy burst out of his body. This was the power of waveguides, the powerful power of waveguides given by the system. This powerful waveguide force instantly turned into a translucent blue barrier blocking Wang Lu. Boom! There was a loud explosion, and the destructive death light smashed the blue barrier into pieces, but Wang Lu was not hurt. You, who are you? At this time, the man from Team Rocket was shocked and looked at Wang Lu with extremely fearful eyes. I'm your grandpa. Wang Lu snorted, feeling really angry in his heart. Damn it, it's a good thing I have the power of waveguide, otherwise I would have been hit head-on by the destruction and death ray, and I would have been unable to survive. Mitsumi, use Hydro Pump. Wang Lu shouted after sending out the Pokémon. Mitsumi seemed to feel the anger in Wang Lu's heart, her eyes were cold and terrifying, and she suddenly sprayed out a Hydro Pump, hitting Might Hyena hard. Might Hyena couldn't bear it anymore and retreated violently, finally falling to the ground and fainting completely. Instant kill. A level 30 elite can instantly kill a level 35 elite with one move. Mitsumi's strength is simply terrifying. Although Hydro Pump itself is an extremely powerful skill, what's more, Mitsumi has golden qualifications and very high basic abilities. And with high basic abilities, the power of skills will be even more terrifying. Shiny Pokémon? Good boy, no wonder you dare to be the enemy of our Team Rocket. The Team Rocket man laughed strangely, took out a Pokeball and threw it out, so what? Go ahead, Electabuzz. Electabuzz. Attribute, Electricity. Level 35, Elite. Qualification, Blue. Skills, Thunder Wave, Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt. The strong Electabuzz appears, with powerful electricity surging around it, and every bit of electricity is full of threats to Mitsumi. Wang Lu was also secretly worried about Mitsumi. After all, facing Electabuzz, Mitsumi was too disadvantaged in attribute. Come on, Electabuzz, punch him out. Use Thunder Punch. The man from Team Rocket gave the order, and Electabuzz flew out upon hearing the words, with bright electric sparks flashing on his right fist, and struck Mitsumi fiercely. Idiot, you left Thunderbolt alone and used Thunder Punch. Mitsumi, avoid it and use Aqua Tail. Wang Lu smiled disdainfully. If there was a speed competition, Mitsumi would never lose. Really? Just when Electabuzz struck with a punch, Mitsumi dodged, causing Electabuzz's attack to go empty. Then Mitsumi was not polite, swung out his long tail, and hit Electabuzz with a liquid tail, knocking Electabuzz unconscious. Another instant kill. 2 Pokémon were killed in a row, and the corner of Team Rocket's man's mouth twitched. Although he was dissatisfied, he had no other Pokémon in his hands. Good boy, you are lucky today. If you have the guts, just keep going. The man from Team Rocket said harsh words, took back Mightyena and Electabuzz, and ran away. Want to run? Dream on. Mitsumi, use Twister. Wang Lu sneered. The next moment, Mitsumi summoned a ball of Twister, which directly flew the Team Rocket man away, causing him to scream in mid-air. When Twister ended, the Team Rocket man fell to the ground, blood flowing everywhere, and there was no good skin left on his body. Chapter 7. Team Rocket. Fire Rock Team. How about it, are you still running? Wang Lu walked over with a bit of a smirk, stepped on the Rocket's man's face mercilessly, and asked with a smile. Young hero, please forgive me, I was wrong, but I also obeyed orders. The Rocket man was terrified, and he hugged Wang Lu's thigh at once, begging frantically. Say, what are you Rockets doing here? Wang Lu asked. The man said, it's not Team Rocket, we're actually Team Fire Rock. We want to subdue some beasts, and then subdue Groudon through the power of the beasts, and finally realize our ambition. Wang Lu's heart moved, so, there really is a Zapdos here. The man nodded and said, not only Zapdos, we also targeted other beasts. After all, Groudon is an ancient beast. If we don't have the power of many ordinary beasts, we dare not challenge them at all. Wang Lu nodded in approval. Groudon is a powerful first-level god, while Zapdos and his ilk are only third-level gods. There is a huge gap between them. Wang Lu had one last question and asked, if you want to catch the beast, you can catch it. Why are you pretending to be Team Rocket? The man said, let the Rockets take the blame and distract the Alliance's attention. We don't want to encounter too many obstacles when carrying out the mission. Wang Lu finally figured out the whole story, raised his foot, and kicked the man unconscious, but Wang Lu was not in a hurry to move on. This is Team Rocket, no, this is Team Huoyan's territory, and they are dispatched by elites, their strength is not weak. As far as the difficulty of the dungeon is concerned, this dungeon is much, much higher than the previous Cerulean Gym. Wang Lu didn't dare to advance rashly, and planned to brush up some levels first to increase his strength. After all, isn't a dungeon the place to farm monsters and upgrade? As for customs clearance rewards, that's just incidental. Mitsumi, use water waves. The water polo exploded, and the strong water flow spread out like a shock wave. Mitsumi dropped a circle in seconds with just this move. There were about 20 thunder electro balls or naughty bombs, and the experience value soared. Mitsumi's aptitude is too high, and his combat power is too strong. His true strength is far superior to Pokémon of the same level, and it is very simple to even challenge a level. Right now, let it play against these wild Pokémon, there is no pressure at all, directly vs a group of them. Even if it is drawn a few times by electric skills, it can completely bear it with its physical strength and defense. Gradually, Wang Lu began to stock up and put more attention on Dratini. Magnemite. Attribute, Electricity. Level, 12, Intermediate. Qualification, White. Skills, Thunder Shock, Thunder Wave. See Dratini, that's your rival, use the water gun. Holding Dratini in his arms, Wang Lu pointed to the smallest and lowest level Pokémon of the electric Pokémon. At first glance, he looked like a Magnemite who was congenitally deficient and malnourished, and gave orders to Dratini. Hearing this, Dratini was still curled up comfortably in Wang Lu's arms, but still opened his small mouth, spit out a water gun, and hit the Magnemite. Wang Lu nodded secretly. Although Dratini's water gun is not powerful, its speed and accuracy are not bad. These are all manifestations of talent. As for power, that is a matter of level. Dratini has just been born, and his level is too low. When the level increases in the future, the basic ability will improve, and the power of the skills will naturally become stronger. Buzz! After being hit with a water gun for no reason, the Magnemite was enraged, and quickly flew up, rushing towards Wang Lu and Dratini in Wang Lu's arms. Seeing Magnemite's ferocious look, Dratini faltered, Wu he yelled aggrievedly, and curled up in Wang Lu's arms, this time refusing to stick his head out. Wang Lu couldn't help being speechless. Dratini's temperament is mostly timid and shy, which is understandable, but if he always shrinks back and dare not fight, how can he upgrade, how can he evolve, and how can he become stronger? Although it is said that through careful care and the passage of time, Pokémon will also increase the level without knowing it, but the efficiency is too low. If you want to upgrade quickly and become stronger quickly, fighting is the only way. Go, don't be afraid, use Dragon Tail. Wang Lu didn't care about it, he grabbed Dratini and threw it towards Magnemite. Woo! His body suddenly flew towards Magnemite uncontrollably, Dratini's eyes widened and he burst into tears. How could he use Dragon Tail at this time? Fortunately, at this time, Magnemite did not expect that Dratini would fly over suddenly, and was startled, and in a hurry, he forgot to attack. Finally, with a bang, the two little guys bumped into each other in mid-air, and their heads became dizzy. Magnemite was the first to recover, furious, and struck Dratini with a thunder shock. Magnemite's thunder shock is actually very weak, but Dratini burst into tears. It's not possible. Wang Lu was speechless again. You know, Dratini is a dragon-type Pokémon. Dragon-type Pokémon is famous for its high resistance. It has strong resistance to the 4 basic attributes of fire, water, grass, and electricity. It can be called a rookie killer. In other words, Magnemite's thunder shock can only exert half of its power when it really hits Dratini. Just like that, Dratini still cried. It's still a baby after all. Don't cry, use Dragon Tail. Wang Lu shouted decisively at this time, if you don't soften your heart, or you will lose all your success. Dratini burst into tears of grievance, but still did not forget to carry out Wang Lu's order. With a swish, a white light suddenly emitted from its small tail, which was obviously the gathering of dragon energy. Then this dragon tail was drawn on Magnemite's body. The power of this dragon tail was unexpectedly powerful, and it directly sent Magnemite flying. Accompanied by the miserable growl, Magnemite passed out from the pain in mid-air. Ding, Dratini has been upgraded, currently level 6. Ding, Dratini has been upgraded, currently level 7. Wang Lu smiled slightly as the system prompt sounded in his ear. After defeating Magnemite, Dratini gained a lot of experience, directly upgraded to 2 levels, and his attribute increased. Chapter 8. Dratini's Rapid Growth. After killing Magnemite, Dratini quickly ran into Wang Lu's arms, choking with grievances. His small appearance made people feel distressed. Haha, good job, baby. Wang Lu smiled and stroked Dratini's cute little head, and praised him generously. Wang Lu knows that this battle has improved Dratini a lot, not only as simple as upgrading and improving attribute, but more importantly, it has built confidence. All beginnings are hard. I believe that after Dratini has this battle experience, he should not be so timid when he fights again. Ray Electro Ball. Attribute, Electricity. Level, 15, Intermediate. Qualification, White. Skills, Thunder Shock, Swift. Dratini, its rival this time, go ahead and use Dragon Tail. Wang Lu once again finds a weaker Pokémon as Dratini rival. This time, Dratini really wasn't as scared as before, and after hesitating for a second, he flew out of Wang Lu's arms. The tail quickly condensed the energy of the dragon, and gradually emitted a strong white light, fiercely pulling towards the Thunder Electro Ball. Unexpectedly, the Thunder Electro Ball was faster. Before Dragon Tail could be drawn, thunder and lightning burst out all over the body, and a thunder shock was fired, hitting Dratini first. This time, Dratini didn't cry. Although the expression on his little face was painful and aggrieved, he still persisted tenaciously. With a bang, the Dragon Tail hit, causing a bang, and instantly killed Lay's Electro Ball. Wang Lu was secretly surprised. Sure enough, this Dratini's talent is mainly reflected in the attack. Its attack is very strong, especially the physical attack. This is of course a good thing. Dragonite is a very frank physical attack player. If he has talent in physical attack, it will be even more terrifying. Wang Lu seemed to see the terrifying battle scene after Dratini evolved into Dragonite. Woo! Defeating rival again, Dratini's confidence greatly increased. The pain and grievance on his face were wiped away. Instead, he screamed at Wang Lu as if he was asking for credit. Here you go! Wang Lu did not hesitate to praise, and then continued to look for new rivals for Dratini. Ding! Milotic has been upgraded, the current level is 42. Ding! Dratini has been upgraded, the current level is 23. Milotic. Attribute, Water. Level, 42, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Physical attack skills, Binding, Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. Special attack skills, Water Wave, Twister, Surf, Hydro Pump. Variation skills, Recover, Rain Dance, Protect, Light Screen, Safeguard. Dratini. Attribute, Dragon. Level, Level 23, Advanced. Qualification, Purple. Physical attack skills, Dragon Tail, Knock. Special skills, Water Gun, Twister. Transformation skills, Thunder Wave, Agility. After about 2 hours, Wang Lu led Mitsumi and Dratini, and almost swept all the electric Pokémon in the vicinity. Mitsumi is so powerful that he often singles out a group of people. He killed most of the Pokémon, gained a lot of experience, and his level has been raised by more than 10 levels. He has learned several new skills, and his overall strength has been greatly improved again. As for Dratini, it was basically a 1v1 duel, only killing a very small number of Pokémon. But because its level is very low, the upgrade is relatively simple, so it has also raised a lot of levels. Now, Dratini has been completely reborn, and his improved strength has brought him even stronger self-confidence. Now, although its strength is far inferior to Mitsumi, it has a certain combat power, and Wang Lu can send it to fight at any time. It's almost there, move on. Not long after, Wang Lu noticed that 2 men in Team Rocket black uniforms appeared in front of them, blocking the way. Of course, Wang Lu also knew that they were not from Team Rocket, but from Team Fire Rock. "Heh, boy, you must have known our secret for being able to come here. There is no other way, we will send you on your way with reluctance. Might Hyena, use the Shadow Ball." 2 people, each sending out a Might Hyena. The 2 Might Hyena opened their mouths wide, and quickly condensed Black's evil energy ball, like a normal cannonball, and concentrated on Wang Lu. Doubles? Interesting. Wang Lu smiled slightly and shouted, "Mitsumi uses Protect, and Dratini hides behind Mitsumi." Protect. This is a new skill that Mitsumi has learned through leveling up, but it can already be used proficiently for it who has the talent of a monster. With a whoosh, Dratini rushed behind Mitsumi. Almost at the same time, a huge water blue energy mirror appeared in front of Mitsumi, directly offsetting the attacks of the 2 shadow balls. "Go, Dratini, use Dragon Tail." With a big wave of Wang Lu's hand, Dratini also flew out directly. After many battles, now Dratini will not be timid at all, and directly flies towards Might Hyena bravely. The tail quickly condenses the energy of the dragon, gradually emits a strong white light, and slashes towards the head of the Might Hyena on the right. The owner of Might Hyena on the right snorted coldly, overreaching. "Might Hyena, use Crunch." Might Hyena opened her mouth suddenly, and Black's evil energy quickly spilled out. In the blink of an eye, a pair of huge energy teeth condensed in the air, and immediately bit down fiercely on the flying Dratini. With a bang, 2 powerful energies collided, and the smoke and dust exploded. However, the 2 members of the Hawaiian team seemed unaffected, and their arrogant laughter could still be heard in the smoke. "Might Hyena, use the position of Odor Sleuth Lock on Dratini, kill it for me." In the smoke, the screams of 2 Might Hyena also came, but Wang Lu was not in a hurry, and shouted lightly, "Dratini, use the twister to blow the smoke away." "Hi!" A twister appeared out of thin air and quickly took away the smoke. At this time, Dratini had also used his agility to escape back and stood on Wang Lu's shoulder skillfully. "It's over." Wang Lu smiled faintly. The Hawaiian team were completely confused, and asked in amazement, "What's over?" Wang Lu touched Dratini on the shoulder, and said with a smile, the practice is over, and now, it's time to send you on your way. Mitsumi, you serve. Arrogant boy. The Huoyan team laughed angrily, and just about to reprimand Wang Lu, they found an extremely huge wave rising into the sky from Wang Lu's side. They come here. The stronger the strength, the more terrifying the skill power will be. Mitsumi's surf achieves this terrifying effect. The Huoyan team and Might Hyena were terrified. Before they could react, they were swallowed by the huge waves and flew away. Chapter 9. Encounter Flash Milotic. Ding, Dratini has been upgraded, the current level is 24. The two Might Hyena are both level 38 elites, and their aptitude has reached the advanced level of blue. They have rich experience, which is many times more than the wild Pokémon on the roadside. Because it is a doubles, Mitsumi and Dratini split the two experiences equally, and Mitsumi has a higher level, and the amount of experience required to upgrade is too large, so there is not much experience added. On the contrary, Dratini, because the level is low, the amount of experience required to level up is very small. When this huge amount of experience was recorded, it immediately jumped up to level 1. Keep going. The members of the Huoyan team that Wang Lu met next had higher levels and stronger strengths. Every time Wang Lu let Dratini practice his hands first, and then let Mitsumi kill him in seconds. Along the way, Mitsumi and Dratini have gained a lot of experience, especially Dratini, has improved a lot of levels. Gradually, according to the small map of the copy, Wang Lu came to the middle of this huge power station. The electricity here is more powerful than the previous part, and there are more electric Pokémon. Seeing so many Pokémon, Wang Lu couldn't walk anymore. In his opinion, those are just a bunch of experiences, it would be a pity not to brush them up. So, Wang Lu stopped again to spawn monsters and upgrade. Mitsumi directly singled out a group. Dratini has also become stronger, from the initial 1v1 to challenging several Pokémon at the same time. Although it can't do crazy instant kills like Mitsumi, but with its strong resistance, it can always win if you fight slowly. For a while, the experience of the two Pokémon soared, and the leveling efficiency was really fast and cool. But not long after brushing it, a sudden change occurred. There was a bang, and a different colored Milotic with Spark and Spark Flint normal jumped out of a group of electric Pokémon. This guy has dark golden skin all over his body, but his small body looks very strong and vigorous. I can see that he is blocking a group of electric Pokémon behind him, with his eyebrows erect, and he is very domineering towards Wang Lu roar. That way, it looks majestic. Through the wave guide, Wang Lu vaguely heard Milotic's roar, "You little brother who bullies me, you are courting death." This was the first time Wang Lu heard Pokémon speak, and he couldn't help being taken aback. Of course, this is not Milotic uttering human words, but Wang Lu's wave guide activation, transforming Milotic's growl into human language. This is one of the basic abilities of the bird hero, which can communicate with Pokémon. It's interesting, I like this character, and it's shiny Pokémon, not bad. Wang Lu rubbed his chin, looked at Milotic, feeling a little moved in his heart. Milotic. Attribute, electricity. Level 36, elite. Qualification, purple. Skills, thunder shock, charge, shock wave, thunder wave, noise, thunder punch. Glancing at the attribute panel of Milotic, Wang Lu's heart skipped a beat, and he became more and more satisfied with this Milotic. This guy really deserves to be the boss of a party, with a very high level, a full level of 36. What's more, this guy actually has purple aptitude. You know, Milotic also has 3 stages, the first stage is Milotic, the second stage is Electabuzz, and the third stage is Electivire. And Milotic is only in the first stage, and he actually has purple aptitude, which is simply extraordinary talent. Dratini has purple aptitude, so he is also a quasi-god cub after all, and his talent is justified. This Milotic. By the way, Flash. Perhaps. In this world, shiny Pokémon is not just a difference in color. Compared with ordinary Pokémon, shiny Pokémon is likely to have higher talents and qualifications. As the saying goes, born with different appearance, extraordinary. If that's the case, then it's normal for Mitsumi to have a monster like golden aptitude. After all, Mitsumi is also a rare shiny Pokémon. Very well, man of substance. Let me be your rival, come on, Dratini. This time, facing Milotic, Wang Lu still sent Dratini to play. After a period of growth, Dratini's level is now very high, reaching level 32, which is not much different from Illichid's level 36. Illichid has purple qualifications, and Dratini also has purple qualifications, no less. Dratini has an advantage in attribute. In Wang Lu's opinion, Dratini is more than enough to deal with this Illichid. Whoosh! Facing Illichid's powerful momentum, Dratini did not give up at all. As soon as Wang Lu finished speaking, it quickly rushed towards Illichid. During the battle, Dratini's eyes were no longer cute, but very determined, and he had a vague demeanor of a general. Boom! Dratini's speed is very fast, but Illichid's speed is even faster. I saw that it faced Dratini who was flying towards him, and it didn't give in at all. It punched Dratini hard with its backhand. Lightning flashed, and the sharp spark wrapped Dratini tightly, but Dratini only frowned symbolically. This is attribute restraint. Dratini is a dragon-type Pokémon, and its resistance to lightning is too high. Very good. Yang Tian smiled in admiration and shouted, "Use Dragon Tail." Hearing this, Dratini quickly condensed the energy of the dragon, and with a swish, Dratini's tail suddenly burst into a strong and dazzling white light, and then fiercely slammed towards Illichid opposite. With the improvement of level, ability, and combat experience, Dratini becomes more proficient in using Dragon Tail, faster and stronger. Hiss! Facing the Dragon Tail that Dratini quickly swept towards, Illichid was shocked and even a little stunned. It is very confident in its own strength, even some huge guys can't withstand its thunder punch. Until now, it can't believe that a little guy like Dratini can withstand its attack. While he was distracted, Dratini's Dragon Tail had already struck. At this time, it was too late for Illichid to react, so he was hit by Dragon Tail, and with a scream, his whole body was blown out. Use tapping. Wang Lu gave an order, and Dratini took advantage of the victory and continued to use his tail to slap Illichid on the face crazily. Papa! The power of the beating was extremely powerful, and each blow could leave a visible scar on Illichid's face, and after repeated beatings, Illichid was also seriously injured, his neck was tilted, and he finally passed out. Go! Taking advantage of this opportunity, Wang Lu took out a luxury ball and threw it directly. The poke ball in this world is not easily damaged. Even if it fails to be conquered, it will bounce back instead of disappearing directly like in the game. Because of this, Wang Lu doesn't need to add any bells and whistles, just start with the luxury ball. Chapter 10. Subdue. Illichid Debut. vs Might Hyena. The pitch-black luxury ball hit accurately, and it bounced off automatically with a bang, releasing a red light that directly took Illichid in. Illichid's crazy struggle inside made the sphere shake continuously. But Wang Lu didn't panic at all. He sees it very openly, if it doesn't work this time, there will be a next time. Anyway, in this dungeon, that kid can't run away at all. This Illichid is also very strong, and he struggled for half a minute, causing the sphere to shake continuously, but the shaking amplitude became smaller and smaller, and the frequency became lower and lower until it finally stopped. Nice! Wang Lu clenched his fist and successfully subdued a powerful shiny Pokémon. He was naturally very happy. Milotic, Water, level 46, Elite. Dratini, Dragon, level 38, Elite. Illichid, Electricity, level 36, Elite. Wang Lu took Mitsumi and Dratini to swipe for another hour, killing all the nearby Pokémon before giving up. Glancing at the levels of the 3 Pokémon under his command, Wang Lu couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth. Now, he is almost considered a small powerhouse, right? I bought a lot of healing sprays at the mall before, and they just came in handy now. After Wang Lu restored Mitsumi and Dratini's strength, they started to move forward again. According to the small map display of the copy. Unknowingly, Wang Lu has come to the second half of this power station. The electricity here is so powerful it's hard to believe this is an abandoned power station. Clang! Not far away, from time to time, the frightening bird chirping sounds like thunder normal, making people even more inexplicably flustered. Zapdos! Wang Lu also got a little excited in his heart, if given the chance, he must subdue Zapdos. In the real world, if there are divine beasts by your side, then don't be too pretentious. Boy! At this moment, a mature voice sounded, interrupting Wang Lu's fantasies, and saw a shirtless man with red hair walking over. I am Flame, executive of the Huoyan team. First of all, I don't recognize your strength and courage to come here, but it's over here. This is the end point of burying you. While talking, Flame, the Fire Rock team's executive, sent out his own Pokémon, and the first one was still a Mightyena. Mightyena seems to be the standard Pokémon for the Fire Rock team, and almost everyone in the elite has a Mightyena. But Lian's Mightyena is extraordinary, not only has black and shiny hair, but also looks very tall and handsome. It can only be said that he is the main Pokémon of executive. Mightyena. Attribute, Evil. Level, 42, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Abilities, Snarl, Bite, Crunch, Odor Sleuth, Shadow Ball, Destroying Death Ray. Glancing at Mightyena's attribute panel, Wang Lu's heart shuddered. Lian's Mightyena is not only high in level, but also high in aptitude, and her combat power must be extraordinary. Go Illichid. This is your first battle, give me a good fight. Wang Lu also sent out his own Pokémon. I saw that Illichid had just appeared on the stage, and the pores all over his body were tightened unconsciously. At the same time, it looked at Mightyena opposite with very serious eyes. Obviously, it also saw the extraordinariness of Mightyena on the opposite side. Oh? Shiny Pokémon? Interesting. But it's useless. Mightyena, use Bite. Lian ordered. Hearing this, Mightyena moved and rushed towards Illichid like lightning. Bite and Crunch, although both are evil skills, have different effects and different powers. As far as normal is concerned, Crunch is more powerful, and it also has a defense-breaking effect after hitting it, which will continuously reduce the physical defense of the opponent Pokémon. As for Bite, although its power is normal, it has a strong suppressive power. Once Bite, life, and death refuse to let go, the opponent's Pokémon will often shrink into cowering due to excessive pressure, unable to move for a short period of time, and can only be attacked in vain to consume physical strength. Facing Mightyena's attack, Illichid obviously felt the strong pressure, so much so that his body trembled slightly. Don't worry about Illichid, let it come over, and then use Thunder Wave. Wang Lu ordered calmly. Soon, Mightyena rushed over, and almost at the moment Mightyena bit Illichid, Illichid also successfully released a weak electric current, which flowed all over Mightyena's body in an instant. This made Mightyena's joints slightly stiff and her muscles weak, and she fell into paralysis contest condition. At this time, Mightyena only felt that her teeth were so sore and numb that she couldn't use her strength, so that she just bit Illichid, and the latter broke free in an instant. Now, Illichid uses Charge. Wang Lu shouted. Charge is not an output skill, but a change skill. Electric-type Pokémon can greatly increase the power in a short period of time through Charge, and at the same time greatly enhance the power of electric-type skills. Hearing this, Illichid clenched his fist suddenly and started to charge. I saw lightning flashing all over its body, and its power became more and more abundant and stronger. On the other side, Mightyena was paralyzed due to paralysis. Seeing that the electricity on Illichid's body was getting stronger and stronger, it felt terrified, and cold sweat flowed all over its body in an instant. Move, Mightyena, move quickly! Lian shouted indifferently. Paralysis is not freezing, or complete control like sleep. If you are paralyzed, there is a high probability of failure to move, but if you are lucky, you can move occasionally. In other words, what Lian said is useless at all. Whether Mightyena can move depends entirely on luck, and it needs a lot of luck. In a short while, Illichid charge is over. At this moment, Illichid is in an unprecedented peak contest condition, which makes it more confident, and its expression is getting more and more power trip. Looking at Mightyena, it reveals a villainous, somewhat sinister smile. Kill it, use Thunder Punch. As soon as Wang Lu finished speaking, an extremely strong spark burst out from the front of Illichid's fist, which was even a bit dazzling. Just like that, Illichid punched Mightyena hard in the face. The intense spark exploded on Mightyena's face in an instant. Mightyena was in unspeakable pain and howled loudly. But I have to say, this Mightyena is really strong. After facing the strongest blow after Illichid charge, he still hasn't fallen. Go on, Thunder Punch! Hearing Wang Lu's order, Illichid became more unscrupulous, and the smile on his face seemed to become more ferocious. Bang bang bang! Illichid punches to the flesh. Every thunder punch will leave a visible fist mark on Mightyena's face, as well as a smear of charred black. After 3 or 5 punches like this, Mightyena was knocked out alive. Chapter 11. Illichid Evolution, Electabuzz. After defeating Mightyena, Illichid danced a little loudly. The level 36 Elite vs 42 Elite, leapfrogged the challenge, and still won. This undoubtedly boosted Illichid's huge confidence, and at the same time, he trusted Wang Lu even more. Illichid has high talent, strong strength, and is naturally full of arrogance. Its trainer must at least match its strength. Otherwise, even if he is subdued, he probably won't be obedient, and may even find a chance to escape. And Wang Lu? Illichid is very satisfied. So even though it has just been conquered, Illichid's favorability, intimacy, etc. for Wang Lu are actually already very high. In addition, Luxury Ball already has the effect of increasing favorability and intimacy, so let's not talk about it. Humph, useless stuff, even little Arnold and Illichid can't solve it. Lian took Mightyena back indifferently, and then took out the next Poke Ball. Go, Electabuzz. Let it know what true power is. A white light flashed, and a strong Electabuzz appeared. Electabuzz. Attribute, electricity. Level 43, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Skills, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Charge, Thunder Punch, Thunder. Electabuzz is the second form of Illichid. As far as normal is concerned, Electabuzz has higher aptitude and will be much stronger than Illichid. However, Wang Lu's Illichid is a shiny Pokémon with extraordinary talent, and is no worse than the opposite Electabuzz in terms of aptitude. Even in terms of courage and momentum, it surpasses the opposite Electabuzz. At this time, facing the mighty Electabuzz, Illichid was excited like never before. Seeing it gearing up, it almost couldn't bear to rush up. Originally, as a senior trainer, at this time, Wang Lu should take back Illichid and instead send out Dratini, who has an advantage in attribute. But looking at Illichid's passionate look, Wang Lu didn't do that, and planned to continue using Illichid to fight. Go, Electabuzz, use Thunder Punch! Lian ordered. At this point, Electabuzz was quite disdainful. After all, rival is just a little Illichid, and as an evolved form, it doesn't need to go all out at all. But it cannot ignore the master's order. So, it swung its Salation Fist towards Illichid. Compared with its slackness, at this time, Illichid's spirit was unprecedentedly concentrated. Facing the lazy Electabuzz, Illichid punched with a backhand, and hit the opponent hard in the face. With a bang, the thunder light exploded, and Electabuzz's face was instantly scorched black. Although being an electric Pokémon, Electabuzz has strong resistance to lightning, but this time, it still hurts. Idiot, show me Drew. Electabuzz was deflated, and Lian's face was dull, and he couldn't help scolding angrily. This time, Electabuzz was also angry, and began to condense the lightning energy, and saw an extremely strong thunder light gradually emitting from the front of its fist. Electabuzz even started stockpile, intending to KO Illichid to save face. Illichid, use Shock Wave to interrupt its movements. Following Wang Lu's order, Illichid quickly released an electric current from his body, and the electric current was drawn to Electabuzz's body in the blink of an eye. With a sound of bang, Electabuzz's body was full of lightning, and he cried out in pain again and again. Even Stockpile's movements were interrupted. Shock Wave is the fastest electrical skill, bar none. Although the power is not very strong, not as good as Thunderbolt, even less than Thunder, but if used well, it can also have miraculous effects. Use Thunderbolt for useless things. Lian gradually lost his patience and shouted in a cold voice. At this time, Electabuzz became more and more impatient, and started to launch Thunderbolt like crazy. However, the inner anxiety caused it to lose its usual accuracy. In addition, Illichid was very flexible and fast, so that it attacked continuously without hitting a single hit. Gradually, its physical strength was also exhausted. Great chance, use Shock Wave. As soon as Wang Lu's words fell, Illichid decisively sent a shock wave, which accurately hit Electabuzz's body, and finally took away the last trace of the latter's remaining physical strength. Ding, Illichid has been upgraded, the current level is 37. Chi. As the ear system prompts, Illichid is upgraded. At the same time, a strong and dazzling white light suddenly burst out from Illichid's body. The white light was like a light cocoon, tightly wrapping Illichid inside. Illichid begins to evolve. In the light cocoon, Illichid's small body expanded rapidly. When the light fades, the little Illichid is gone, replaced by the mighty Electabuzz. In fact, Lian's Electabuzz has a purple aptitude, which is inherently extraordinary, and its physique is stronger than normal's Electabuzz. But Compared with Wang Lu's Electabuzz at the moment, it is insignificant. I saw Wang Lu's Electabuzz, his physique is extremely strong. It is obviously taller than Lai Yan's Electabuzz. What's more, Wang Lu's Electabuzz has a dark golden skin, coupled with a strong and almost exaggerated physique. It looks domineering, just like a black overlord. Gives a lot of pressure. Ding, congratulations, Illichid has evolved into Electabuzz. Ding, Electabuzz has learned a new skill Quick Attack. Ding, Electabuzz has learned a new skill Thunderbolt. As the system prompts sounded again and again, Wang Lu stared at Electabuzz with bright eyes, ecstatic in his heart, and couldn't believe it. Damn it, so handsome. The domineering side leaks. Electabuzz. Attribute, Electricity. Level, 37, Elite. Qualification, Orange. Physical attack skills, Quick Attack, Thunder Punch. Special skills, Shock Wave, Thunderbolt. Variation skills, Thunder Wave, Charge, Noise. Glancing at the attribute panel of Electabuzz, Wang Lu nodded with satisfaction. Sure enough, after the evolution, Electabuzz already possessed the Orange Aptitude, which is the aptitude of the chosen level, and the talent is extremely high. Now if there is another fight, Wang Lu believes that its Electabuzz can beat Lai Yan's Electabuzz. Even if Lai Yan's Electabuzz level is ahead, it is useless at all. His. At this time, compared to the excitement and ecstasy in Wang Lu's heart, Lai Yan felt as if eating shit. Normal felt uncomfortable. Illichid, who he looked down on before, has evolved, and he didn't expect to be so domineering. The aura of a black overlord on his body is so powerful that it can be seen with the naked eye. At the same time, it also brought him great pressure. Chapter 12. The leader of the Fire Rock team and Zapdos. This kid is too evil. He is young, but he can cultivate such a powerful Pokémon. If he doesn't get rid of it early, he will definitely be a serious problem for our Huoyan team in the future. Lai Yan murmured to himself, and at the same time took out his last Pokeball, which was his trump card, Go, Radon. With a flash of white light, the gigantic Radon appeared. Radon. Attribute, Ground plus Rock. Level, 46, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Skills, Rock Slide, Bulldoze, Takedown, Earthquake, Hammer Arm. Roar. As soon as Radon came out, he yelled at Electabuzz threateningly. However, Electabuzz was not impressed at all. Although the level is not as good as Radon, the higher qualification also brings a stronger momentum to Electabuzz, which is not in vain. More importantly, originally, Illichid's character was very proud and self-confident, but now after evolution, his strength has skyrocketed, so he is even more confident, no, even conceited, supercilious. Also, after the evolution, Illichid's character became indifferent, with cold eyes and supercilious, giving people a very strong sense of oppression. But even so, facing Radon, Wang Lu does not plan to send Electabuzz to fight. After all, in the face of Radon, Electabuzz's attribute is too bad, and the electric skills have no effect at all. Come back Electabuzz, go, Mitsumi! Wang Lu immediately sent out a new Pokémon. Looking at Mitsumi, Lai Yan was surprised again, it's another shiny Pokémon, this kid. Although Mitsumi doesn't have the aura of a strong person at all, but is very elegant, Lai Yan still dare not underestimate him. After all, he also knows that shiny Pokémon must have something extraordinary. Mitsumi, use the Hydro Pump. Facing Radon, Mitsumi has an overwhelming advantage in attribute, which can easily cause quadruple damage. Wang Lu starts with Hydro Pump. Hearing this, Mitsumi immediately ejected a high-pressure Hydro Pump, crushing the air all the way, and blasting towards Radon with an unrivaled force. Facing Mitsumi's attack, Lai Yan's complexion was very difficult to look at. He knew that while his Radon possessed great strength, it was also cumbersome and severely inflexible. Right now, in the face of the high-pressure Hydro Pump coming rapidly, Lai Yan is powerless at all, and Radon can't dodge at all, so he can only cross his arms and use his strong body to bear this move abruptly. Hang on, Radon! Flame yelled. Radon is 4 times weaker than water, and it is still an extremely powerful Hydro Pump, how can it hold up? Lai Yan beat a drum in his heart. But now, what else can he do besides encourage Radon? Boom! The powerful Hydro Pump instantly knocked Radon and the flames behind Radon into the air. Moments later, Lai Yan and Radon fell to the ground heavily. Under such an impact, Lai Yan suffered at least 7 or 8 fractures all over his body, and even suffered serious internal injuries. As for Radon, he was 4 times weaker and fainted long ago. At this point, Lai Yan, raging flames, has also declared a failure. Boy, congratulations, you can move on, although I don't want to admit it, you may really have the strength to stop our boss and our entire Huoyan team. Lai Yan sighed. Wang Lu snorted, ignored him, and took Mitsumi directly to move on. Clang! Clang clang! The further you go, the clearer the wailing sound of the large bird and beast. Zapdos seems to be crying. After a while, an open space appeared in front of Wang Lu. In the very center of the open space, a huge black iron cage was placed, and the whole body of Saffron, the mighty Zapdos, was locked in the iron cage. It's just that now Zapdos is covered with injuries, looks very miserable, and his prestige is greatly reduced. Next to the iron cage, there is a red-haired man in his 40s, and a Charizard and a volcano camel. Charizard. Attribute, Fire plus Flying. Level 50, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Abilities, Flamethrower, Fire Spin, Dragon Claw, Fire Fang, Thunder Punch. Volcano Camel. Attribute, Fire plus Ground. Level 52, Elite. Qualification, Orange. Skills, Rock Slide, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Takedown, Earthquake. Zapdos. Attribute, Electricity plus Flying. Level 30, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Skills, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Charge, Agility, Ancient Power. At this time, Charizard and Volcano Camels continuously ejected raging flames, and they continued to calcine Zapdos through the large black iron cage. This is obviously the order of the red-haired man, the leader of the Fire Rock team, Maxie. In his opinion, because Zapdos is a beast, he must be arrogant and rebellious. If you don't use this method to completely subdue it, then it is useless even if you subdue it with Pokeball, because it is still disobedient. For him, owning a disobedient beast is of no use at all, and it will even make tigers a problem. I see, this is a young Zapdos, only level 30. Wang Lu glanced at the attribute panel of Zapdos, and felt a sudden realization. No wonder the Fire Rock team dared to trouble Zapdos with such a power trip. It turned out to be a cub that hadn't grown up yet. Otherwise, if it's an adult Zapdos with a level of 70 or 80, how can they dare to challenge it with the Huoyan team? But for Wang Lu, this is also an opportunity. After all, if it is an adult Zapdos, there is nothing he can do. Now this little brat can handle it. What's more, right now the cub is in danger, this is a rare opportunity. The opportunity to subdue the beast is close at hand. At this time, Wang Lu couldn't help but feel agitated in his heart. Brat, get out of here. Don't miss me. Seeing Wang Lu walking with Mitsumi's big thorn, Maxie's eyes twitched violently. Damn! What are Lai Yan and those people doing? Can even such a young man be unable to resist? Hey, your big business is a fart. Mitsumi, you surf. Facing Maxie's threat, Wang Lu didn't buy it at all, he snorted coldly and gave Mitsumi an attack order. The next moment, Mitsumi rode the waves, and the huge waves surged into the sky, like the bloody mouth of an ancient giant beast, and rushed towards the opposite side fiercely. Its attack range is so large that it is almost an indiscriminate attack, whoever is unlucky. Chapter 13. Clear the level. Conquer Zapdos. I'm so stupid. The huge waves cast a huge shadow, which made people feel inexplicably suffocated. Maxie's face was distorted and deformed in anger. Next moment. Boom! Maxie's trump card, the mighty volcano camel, was directly smashed, and Maxie herself was choked to death, which was horrible. And what hurts him even more is the black iron cage was calcined by the flames, and then it was washed by a huge wave, and it exploded and fell apart. Clang! Zapdos also escaped, making all Maxie's hard work come to naught. Quick, Charizard, grab it for me! Maxie yelled hastily. Charizard has the ability to fly, so it can fly high before the huge waves come, and naturally there is no damage. Hearing this, Charizard Dual Wing Beat was startled and rushed towards Zapdos. Zapdos is proud and arrogant, and now that he has regained his freedom, he naturally wants to fight back, but after all, he is young, covered with scars, and has little physical strength left. Just as Zapdos was about to fight back, his body suddenly became weak, and when he became unstable, he fell from mid-air. Roar! With a roar, Charizard swooped down, toward Zapdos. Use the Hydro Pump. Just when Charizard was about to catch Zapdos, Hydro Pump arrived in time, and Charizard had to avoid the edge temporarily, fly to the sky again, and regroup. At this time, Wang Lu and Mitsumi took the opportunity to come to Zapdos' side, and protected Zapdos behind him. You bastard, you ruined my big business. Losing Zapdos completely, Maxie couldn't help roaring, he can swear, he has never been so angry as today. And the one who made him the leader of the Hawaiian team so angry was just a little boy. Charizard, Flamethrower! Kill them all! Following Maxie's roar, a majestic flame energy emerged from Charizard's mouth, which immediately turned into a crimson high-temperature pillar of fire, burning the air all the way, and blasting downward with a violent energy. Mitsumi, use light screen. With Wang Lu's order, Mitsumi quickly condensed a colorful energy mirror and blocked it in front of her. With a sound of boom, the raging flames rushed down, but just after touching the energy mirror, the speed of the fire was minimized at a speed visible to the naked eye, and finally only half of its power was left, and it penetrated Mitsumi's body. Mitsumi just frowned slightly, barely hurt. Mitsumi is a water-type Pokémon, which is twice as resistant to fire, but now it is leveled up by light screen, and its power is reduced by half. So that is to say, Charizard's move Flamethrower actually hit Mitsumi, but actually only produced a quarter of the damage, so naturally it has no effect. And what's even more frightening is, the light screen will hide around Mitsumi and last for a long period of time. During the duration, the damage of all special attacks to Mitsumi will be halved. That is, Wang Lu almost blocked Maxie's special attack with this move of light screen alone. If you dare to command Charizard to approach and use physical attacks to break through, then Mitsumi's Hydro Pump will instantly kill it. This is Wang Lu's strength. As a senior player, Wang Lu's rank is too high, maybe Maxie's strength is also very strong, but compared with Wang Lu, it is still too far behind. Damn it, Charizard, fly over. Use Thunder Punch. The special attack has no effect, Maxie can only change the combat method and switch to physical attack. Call out. Charizard Dual Wing Beat was startled, lightning gathered on the Dragon Claw, and he punched Mitsumi. Wang Lu laughed. As Charizard got closer and closer, the smile on Wang Lu's face became brighter and brighter. In fact, Charizard is very fast. If the distance is too far, it will be difficult for Mitsumi's Hydro Pump to hit, but if the distance is very close, it will be completely different. Now, use the Hydro Pump. With Wang Lu's order, Mitsumi quickly ejected a high-pressure Hydro Pump, and with a powerful force, it slammed on Charizard's body. Ah! Charizard screamed, his entire body was blown away by the powerful impact of the Hydro Pump, and he instantly lost his ability to fight. Instant kill. Kill in seconds. This is the power of Mitsumi. The golden aptitude is terrifying. Comparable to legendary Pokémon. Maxie was stunned, dumbfounded. It was hard for him to imagine that the leader of his majestic Hawaiian team would be beaten like this by a young boy. Boy, I remember you, we will meet again. Maxie left in a hurry after uttering a harsh word that was not nutritious, and at this time, a system prompt sounded in Wang Lu's ears. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully clearing the copy of Unmanned Power Station, and the reward is approved by Zapdos, Insulating Ball. Wang Lu looked ecstatic. Divine beasts are within reach. But before taking over, Wang Lu did not forget to heal Zapdos first, and Zapdos did not resist at all, and looked at Wang Lu very friendly. After all, through the system, Wang Lu has been approved by Zapdos. Human, thank you for saving me. In return, I am willing to follow you. Waveguide surges. In a daze, Wang Lu seemed to hear Zapdos's voice, and he was indeed a kid with a rather immature voice. Very good. Wang Lu smiled slightly. Naturally, he was no longer polite at this time, and directly took out the insulating ball just given by the system, and successfully subdued Zapdos. Zapdos. Attribute, Electricity plus Flying. Level 30, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Physical attack skills, none. Special skills, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Ancient Power. Altered skills, Charge, agility. Looking carefully at the attribute panel of Zapdos, Wang Lu found that although this Zapdos is also golden, its color is a little darker. The color of Mitsumi is relatively light. If you want to be serious, Mitsumi is actually only light gold. This shows that Zapdos' aptitude is still a little higher, which is quite normal. After all, Zapdos is a serious beast with cards. Chapter 14. Immortal Fire Gym. Milotic, Water, Level 46, Elite. Dratini, Dragon, Level 38, Elite. Illichid, Electricity, Level 37, Elite. Zapdos, Electricity plus Flying, Level 30, Elite. At the end of the day, Wang Lu already owned 4 Pokémon, and all of them were extraordinary, and all of them were extremely rare Pokémon. With such a huge harvest, Wang Lu was very happy and immediately quit the copy. The third copy opened by the system was called Giant Tree Forest. Wang Lu was about to go in and explore, but was bounced back. Ding, it's detected that you don't have a gym badge yet, so you can't challenge this dungeon at the moment. A system prompt sounded in your ear. Wang Lu was stunned and wondered, I have it. Isn't the Cerulean badge the gym badge? The system said, return to the host, you must obtain at least one badge in reality before you can challenge the copy of Giant Tree Forest. Wang Lu understood. It turned out that he wanted the real badge. The Cerulean badge in this copy was of no use at all. Of course there are gyms in this world. The Xia Kingdom where Wang Lu is located has a total of 5 major areas, namely the most prosperous Zhongzhou, and the 4 regions of southeast, northwest, and northwest. In every place, there are local champions and 4 elites sitting there. They are the top trainers in Xia Kingdom. Wang Lu's home is located in Xianyuan City in the southern region of Xia Kingdom. There are no less than 10 gymnasiums in this southern region alone, among which there is one in Xianyuan City. Xianyuan City is a fire-type gym called Jiwan Gym. It is said that the owner of the Immortal Fire Gym is an old retired elite with unfathomable strength. On weekdays, he is idle like a crane and a dragon. If you want to take on the challenge, you must make an appointment in advance, and you need someone to agree to it. In this world, every gym leader has unfathomable strength and extremely high status. Below the gym owner are the gym trainers. Most of them are direct disciples of the gym owner and are responsible for the daily maintenance of the gym. Each gym has 2 kinds of badges, one is the normal badge and the other is the gym leader badge. Defeat the gym trainer and get a normal badge. Defeat the hall leader and get the hall leader badge. In fact, as long as you collect 8 ordinary badges, you can participate in the annual local alliance conference. As for the badge of the museum owner, it is more of an honor and a commemoration, and has no actual value. It was already past 11 o'clock in the evening. At this time, it was naturally impossible for Wang Lu to go out to challenge any gym, so he decisively went to bed. Early the next morning, Wang Lu arrived at the Jiwan Gym. The gym was full of vigor and vitality. Countless gym disciples were doing morning exercises, and their movements were uniform and pleasing to the eye. The leader was a young woman, maybe a little older than Wang Lu, but definitely no more than 20. She was dressed in red and had a ponytail. She was handsome and energetic. She was also a rare beauty. It's a pity that Wang Lu Orberg, a straight man, has no ability to appreciate beautiful women at all. Without much patience, he walked over and shouted, "Is there anyone there? I want to challenge the gym." Shua. As soon as Wang Lu finished speaking, countless eyes looked over and glared at Wang Lu. Is there anyone? What do you mean? In your eyes, are we not human? One of the spiky heads jumped out and cursed at Wang Lu. Wang Lu didn't take it seriously and sneered, "Stop talking nonsense, I'm looking for a gym trainer. Call your gym trainer out." The hedgehog head became even more angry, "You are an arrogant and rude guy. Do you want to challenge our sister Hong Ai? You must first pass me, Cao Lai." As he spoke, Cao Lai with the hedgehog head directly threw a poke ball. Boom! With a flash of white light, a strong Chaoyang pig appeared on the field. This guy stood in the shape of a human, with his nostrils facing the sky, and he looked like a power trip. Shaoyang pig. Attribute, Fire plus Fighting. Level, 22, Advanced. Qualification, Blue. Abilities, Ember, Defense Curl, Arm Thrust, Flame Charge. Hehe, Sunrise Pig? Not bad, Cao Lai, when did your Tepig evolve? Yeah, I remember that Tepig was here 2 days ago. Why did you evolve without paying attention? You are so excited. As soon as Chao Yang Pig came out, it attracted the attention of a large number of gymnasium disciples. Even Xiao Hong'ai, the woman in red at the front, looked over. Seeing everyone's astonishment, Cao Lai wiped his nose proudly, and shouted at Wang Lu in a high-spirited manner, "Boy, don't blame me for not reminding you, my Chao Yang Pig is not easy to mess with. If you admit defeat now, and if you kowtow to me and admit your mistake, there is still time." "Hehe, it's just a Chao Yang Pig, what a fart." Wang Lu couldn't help but sneer. "Okay, very good. Hurry up and send Pokémon, I will beat you to the ground." Cao Lai laughed angrily. With a bang, Wang Lu directly sent Pokémon out. As his Pokémon appeared, the scene was quiet for 3 seconds, and then it completely boiled over. Dratini! Dratini! Holy shit! It's really Dratini? How is this possible? Such a fairy source, with Dratini's trainers, you can count them on one hand. Which one is not a well-known strong man? This kid's identity seems to be different from normal. Ah, I'm so sore. Why don't I have Dratini? The audience was shocked. Countless gym disciples stared at Dratini with their eyes widened. What a covet they are, they can also own a Dratini. Of course, I don't just love Dratini's cuteness. More importantly, Dratini has the terrifying potential to evolve into a powerful quasi-god Pokémon like Dragonite in the future. Not to mention these ordinary gym disciples, even Xiao Hong'ai, a gym trainer, looked at Wang Lu with shock. After all, in this world, Dratini are too rare. Counting Dragonair and Dragonite, the entire Xianyuan city has their trainers, definitely not more than one pair of hands. Humph, what about Dratini? Potential does not mean strength. Cao Lai snorted coldly, with an extremely sour tone, as if drinking old vinegar normal. "It's just a Dratini, why do you dare to challenge our immortal fire gym?" Hearing this, most of the gym disciples nodded in agreement. As a quasi-god of the first generation, Dragonite is certainly very strong, and there is nothing wrong with that. But Dragonair's strength is actually normal. As for Dratini, it is even weaker and has no combat power at all. It is indeed a bit blind and arrogant to challenge the gym with a Dratini. This kid is probably a young man who was born with a golden key in his mouth. Hey, he doesn't understand anything. How pitiful. Hey, it's a pity. If I had Dratini, I would just have to upgrade. If I didn't evolve into Dragonite, I wouldn't come out at all. That's right. That's Dratini's correct breeder method. Chapter 15. Gym competition officially begins. A group of people started to feel sour again. Spite Wang Lu owns Dratini, but they don't know how to cultivate it. It's a waste of money. Tisk tisk. A group of people who don't even have Dratini actually teach me how to use breeder Dratini. Wang Lu couldn't help but laugh, and slapped him in the face, which made those people's faces turn red, and they even glared at Wang Lu. That's it. Cao Lai, kill him. Come on Chao Yang Pig, show off your momentum. Countless people began to urge Cao Lai, and Cao Lai and his Chao Yang Pig could no longer bear it and were gearing up. Soon, everyone retreated, leaving a fighting space in the middle for Wang Lu and Cao Lai. After all, this is not a real gym challenge, so it is not that formal, and there is not even a referee. As long as both parties are ready, it can start at any time. Cao Lai gave an order, Chao Yang Pig, use ember. Hearing this, Chao Yang Pig opened its mouth and spit up 3 pieces of red ember, hitting Dratini on the opposite side. A bit pitiful. The Chao Yang Zhu Tang Tang fire element Royal Sanjia is already in its 2nd stage, and it is still using ember. However, its ember is very powerful, red, and more importantly, it is also very fast. Bang bang bang! In an instant, the 3 pieces of ember hit Dratini hard, causing smoke and dust to rise. However, to everyone's surprise, Dratini was still standing there perfectly fine, as if nothing had happened. There is no way around it. Not only is Dratini far ahead in level and qualifications, but more importantly, she is twice as resistant to fire. It's just a small ember. If Dratini is still injured, then there is something wrong. It actually has no effect. Cao Lai couldn't believe it and hurriedly ordered again, use flame charge. Ember is a special attack skill and Flame Charge is a physical attack skill. The Chaoyang Pig's 5 holes are powerful, and its physical attack is stronger. Therefore, its use of Flame Charge is also more powerful. Flame Charge, this is already the strongest skill of this Chaoyang Pig right now. Whoosh! As soon as Cao Lai finished speaking, he saw blazing fire bursting out of Chaoyang Pig's body. It was like a big fireball normal, and it hit Dratini forcefully. Dratini, use water gun. Facing the Chaoyang Pig's attack, Wang Lu didn't panic at all and gave the order calmly. Dratini spits out water gun instantly. As the level increases, the power of its water gun obviously becomes stronger. Water overcomes fire. Puff! I saw Dratini's water gun extinguishing the flames on Chaoyang Pig in an instant. Moreover, the powerful impact of the water gun stopped Chaoyang Pig's charge abruptly. I saw Sheyangzu standing there, with his face turned to the sky, unconsciously opening his mouth and spitting out a puff of black smoke, and he passed out just standing there. Hiss! Most of the gym disciples in the audience couldn't help but take a breath of air at this time. Oh my god, Dratini is so strong. The level is so high, at least the elite level. Really? I have never seen such a powerful Dratini. Tisk! That water gun is almost as powerful as the hydro pump. Elite! This is an elite level Dratini. Someone at the scene suddenly exclaimed. This world is a real world, not a game world. Except for Wang Lu, no one else can see the specific levels of Pokémon at all, but they also have their own set of levels, such as low level, intermediate, high level, elite, etc. Wang Lu can see the specific level of Pokémon through the system, and at the same time, it also echoes the level of the world. Level 19, low level. Level 10-19, intermediate. Level 20-29, advanced. Level 30-39, elite. Level 40-49, elite. Level 50-59, elite. Level 60-69, house owner. Level 70-79, senior hall master / quasi-elite. Level 80-89, elite. Level 90 and above, championship. In this world, high-level Pokémon often have high aptitude. With high aptitude and strong representative ability, you can easily beat Pokémon of the same level, and you can even challenge by leapfrogging, so the level will naturally rise quickly. On the contrary, if your aptitude is normal, your ability is normal, and you always lose in fights, how can you upgrade? Survival of the fittest in the natural environment. The strong get stronger and the weak get weaker, this is the law. Damn it! Damn it, such a strong Dratini! Logically speaking, shouldn't he have evolved a long time ago? Cao Lai said depressingly. After being killed by one move, Cao Lai was convinced of the defeat, but he was somewhat depressed in his heart. And his words also resonated with everyone, and they all began to mutter. Let alone them, even Wang Lu murmured in his heart. Really? It stands to reason that the level of Dratini should have evolved a long time ago, but from the beginning to the end, Dratini has never shown any signs of evolution. It can only be said that this world is still different from the game after all, and level is not the only factor in evolution. Moreover, level 30 is just the lowest level for Dratini to evolve. It is normal for Dratini to still not evolve after level 30. Wang Lu had no choice but to let nature take its course. Anyway, he is not in a hurry, Dratini is not weak now, not to mention he has other Pokémon to use. Hello, I am the gym trainer of Xianhuo Gym, Zhao Hong'ai, I am ready to accept your challenge anytime. At this time, Zhao Hong'ai came over and said to Wang Lu with a smile. At her young age, she doesn't have any pretensions. After all, in this world, the owner of the gym is the real powerful figure, and the trainer of the gymnasium is actually nothing. And she is still very young, how can she be satisfied with just a gym trainer? She also wants to challenge more masters and become stronger. Zhao Hong'ai's straightforward, decisive and straightforward character made Wang Lu appreciate it, so he also smiled and said, then don't hesitate, let's start now. Ha, good. The two looked at each other and smiled. Not long after, Zhao Hong'ai brought Wang Lu to the stadium of Xianhuo Gymnasium, and the two stood opposite each other, taking their positions. Hong Yi, come on. Senior sister, come on. Get rid of him. Let him know how powerful our immortal fire gym is. A group of gym disciples stood outside the arena, cheering for Zhao Hongyi one after another. There is no way, Zhao Hongyi is not only a gym trainer, but also a stunning beauty, who do they not support her? Humph, let you all shut up later. Seeing that no one pays attention to him at all, Wang Lu secretly thought it's a pity, no matter how strong your gym trainers are, they will definitely not be my rival. Finally, the referee signaled the scene to be quiet. The competition rules of Xianhuo Gymnasium are 3v3. During this period, only challengers can change Pokémon. The referee glanced left and right, are you two okay? Wang Lu and Zhao Hongyi nodded at the same time. The referee also nodded, and said, okay, this gym challenge has officially started. Please send the Pokémon to the gym trainer first. Go, fire Pokémon. With a flash of white light, Zhao Hongyi dispatched the first Pokémon. Fire Pokémon. Attribute, Fire. Level, 32, Elite. Qualification, Blue. Chapter 16. One Where's 2, The Powerful Strength of Dratini. Most of the trainers in the gymnasium are the favorite students of the gymnasium owner, or even direct disciples, so the strength will naturally not be too weak. At the very least, it must be an elite trainer. Otherwise, without the owner of the gym, they can't afford a gym at all. Also, the competition rules of each gymnasium are also different. The competition rules of Xianhuo Gymnasium place great restrictions on the trainers of the gymnasium. In 3v3, the gym trainer is not allowed to change Pokémon in the middle, and must send Pokémon first to give the challenger a counter chance. The competition rules of the gymnasium are formulated by the gymnasium owner. The reason why the owner of the Immortal Fire Gym did this is probably because he had high hopes for Zhao Hongyi, and wanted to put more pressure and tests on her, forcing her to grow up. Dratini, go! Wang Lu raised his shoulders, and Dratini also flew out and landed on the field. Sure enough, it's Dratini. Zhao Hongyi looked solemn. As a dragon Pokémon, Dratini has double fire resistance, and is a full counter-fire Pokémon on attribute. If it's just attribute Conti, forget it. More importantly, Zhao Hongyi knew that Wang Lu's Dratini level was still very high. The high level, coupled with the attribute Conti, is definitely a tough battle for her. But that's what makes it interesting. Zhao Hongyi smiled and shouted at the fire Pokémon, use flamethrower. Boom! The small fire Pokémon has powerful flame energy in its body. It opened its small mouth, but it sprayed out a huge crimson fire pillar, burning the air all the way with blazing high temperature, and blasted towards Dratini on the opposite side. Passed. It's so fast, but we won't lose in the speed competition. Wang Lu smiled confidently and shouted, Dratini, use Dragon Tail on ground. Dratini was taken aback for a moment, although he didn't understand Wang Lu's intention, but out of trust in Wang Lu, he still did as he wanted. Boom! Dratini slammed Dragon Tail on the ground, and the powerful impact made it fly, thus avoiding the fire Pokémon's flamethrower attack. Wow, is this too sick? Wang Lu's operation directly stunned the disciples of the gymnasium outside the venue, causing them to applaud loudly. Even Zhao Hongyi was dazzled and admired Wang Lu deeply. Very well, encore, use Dragon Tail. Wang Lu shouted loudly. Hearing this, Dratini swooped down and fired another Dragon Tail, hitting the fire Pokémon's head hard. Boom! A powerful force struck, and the fire Pokémon only felt a body slam. It was actually pressed hard by Dragon Tail, and it fell to the ground, with smoke and dust rising. Terrible, is this still Dratini's power? Zhao Hongyi was shocked and felt that Wang Lu's Dratini was even more unfathomable. Such a powerful Dratini! If I didn't know this, I would have thought it was a Dragonair. When the smoke clears, everyone was shocked to find that the fire Pokémon was lying softly on the ground and had fainted. The fire Pokémon has lost the ability to fight. The referee also made a verdict. His. The audience was shocked. They knew that the fire Pokémon was an elite-level strongman, but they didn't expect it to be instantly killed by Dratini's Dragon Tail. If it were a water gun instant kill, that would make sense. After all, it is double damage. It can kill Dragon Tail instantly with one move. This can only be said that the strength of that Dratini is too strong and too terrifying. I knew this Dratini was very strong from the beginning, but it seems that I still underestimated it. Zhao Hongyi laughed at herself and shouted to Wang Lu, Challenger, you are very strong, can you tell me your name? My name is Wang Lu. Wang Lu? What a powerful guy, but I won't lose to you easily. Zhao Hongai regained his strength and immediately sent a second Pokémon to the field. That's a fighting chicken in human form, Combusken. Combusken. Attribute, Fire plus Fighting. Level, 38, Elite. Qualification, Purple. This Combusken has purple aptitude, which is already quite good, and the future can be said to be promising. I'll keep using Dratini. Preemptive Strike, Dratini, attack with water gun. As soon as Wang Lu gave an order, Dratini immediately opened his mouth to spit out a water gun, and shot towards the opposite Combusken. Facing Wang Lu's attack, Zhao Hongai smiled confidently, avoid it, Combusken, use flame attack. Whoosh! Combusken's speed was very fast, and he easily avoided the water gun attack. Immediately, raging flames burst out of his body, like a big fireball normal, and rushed towards Dratini forcefully. Most of the charging skills rely on speed. And this Combusken was very fast, much faster than Cao Li's Chaoyang Pig before. In just one breath, the big fireball transformed into Combusken rushed over and slammed into Dratini's body fiercely. That powerful force directly knocked Dratini's small body into the air. Although Dratini's attribute Tekken has twice the fire resistance, he also suffered a little damage at this time. After all, this Combusken is very powerful, and it is not at the same level as the previous fire Pokémon. As for Cao Li's Chaoyang Pig, it is even more incomparable. Amazing! Nonsense! This Combusken is Hongai's Earl Dervish Pokémon. With such strength, isn't that a matter of course? Seeing that Combusken knocked Dratini into the air and gained a little advantage, all the gym disciples were overjoyed and their spirits were lifted accordingly. Good job Combusken, use double kick next. Zhao Hongai clenched her fists excitedly and shouted loudly. Whoosh! Combusken swiped out again, sweeping his leg up towards Dratini. Double kick is a fighting skill, and Dratini has no resistance, so in other words, double kick can cause considerable damage to Dratini. Will you succeed? Dratini, use Twister. Wang Lu smiled coldly. Hearing that, Dratini in mid-air suddenly spun sharply, creating a whirlwind in an instant. Although the whirlwind was not big, it was very powerful, and directly sent the Combusken who had just approached flying away. So powerful! Zhao Hongai was taken aback again. Before the fire Pokémon was seconded, now Combusken seems to be unable to resist. The strength of this Dratini is a bit too strong, right? Now, use the water gun. Wang Lu ordered again. Hearing this, Dratini immediately spit out the water gun and shot towards Combusken. This time, Combusken just stood still and was so hard to react that he was hit directly by the water gun. Whoa! Combusken screamed and passed out. Water counters fire, twice the damage, the effect is amazing. Combusken is out of combat. The referee then made a verdict, and the audience was shocked. Another instant kill. Dratini directly wears 2. Chapter 17. Giant Tree Forest. Damn, where did this kid come from? Why is he so powerful? Hong Yi is already a ranked master among the younger generation in Xian Yuan, but this kid just crushed him. It's indeed a bit scary. Is Xian Yuan finally going to change? Wang Lu showed great strength and directly conquered a large number of gym disciples present. After all, this world is a world where strength is respected. As long as you have strength, it is easy to gain respect. TCH, don't let other people's ambitions destroy your own prestige, okay? Have you forgotten? Sister Hong Ai also has an Arcanine. Cao Li said excitedly. Everyone was slightly shocked and then nodded. Yes, that Arcanine is very ferocious. I think Hong Yi asked Master for help when he conquered it. After everyone recalled it, they remembered that Zhao Hong Ai also had a powerful trump card. So in this game, it is still unclear who will win and who will lose. Go ahead, Arcanine, please. With a flash of white light, Zhao Hong Ai finally sent out the third Pokémon, which was a huge Arcanine with thick manes all over its body and looked majestic. Arcanine. Attribute, Fire. Level 52, Elite. Qualification, Orange. Glancing at the attribute panel of the Arcanine, Wang Lu's pupils narrowed and he was secretly surprised. It turned out to be an orange qualification. This is definitely a powerful existence with unique talents and unique abilities. Unexpectedly, this woman, who is not very powerful, can possess such a powerful Pokémon. Wang Lu murmured in his heart, but soon, he discovered something was wrong. After Arcanine appeared on the scene, he didn't even look at Rival or Dratini. He just looked very frivolous and lazily lay down on the ground to rest. I see. Wang Lu understood instantly. Zhao Hongyi is not strong enough and has not been recognized by Arcanine, so even if he conquers her by force, it will be of no use. This Arcanine is not obedient at all. Facing Wang Lu's strange eyes, Zhao Hongyi's pretty face turned red, her tone was gentle, and she begged Arcanine in a low voice. It's a pity that Arcanine goes in one ear and out the other, completely indifferent. Seeing this, Zhao Hongyi's little face suddenly fell down, and she was completely speechless. She originally didn't want to send Arcanine to appear, but Wang Lu's strength aroused her competitive spirit for the first time in a long time. She originally thought that the power of Wang Lu and Dratini should also be able to activate Arcanine's fighting spirit. If that's the case, she can have a good battle with Wang Lu. Unfortunately, Arcanine is still as lazy as ever, with no fighting spirit at all. Arcanine has lost the ability to fight. The game is over. The challenger wins. The referee made the final decision. Wang Lu was somewhat dissatisfied with this result. After all, he didn't really defeat Arcanine. He has this ability. Both Mitsumi and Zapdos should be able to defeat Arcanine, but due to lack of strength, Wang Lu did not dare to expose the existence of these two Pokémon prematurely. After getting the badge from the Fairy Fire Gym, Wang Lu left in a hurry. Wang Lu was not in a hurry to go home this time, but directly found a hotel to stay, and then entered the third copy of the system, Giant Tree Forest. Grade. Wang Lu just wants to level up and increase his strength now. If he doesn't have the strength and is tied up, Wang Lu doesn't want to be such a coward all the time. What he yearns for is a life of freedom, where he can do whatever he wants. In a flash of white light, Wang Lu appeared in a huge forest. This forest is, as its name suggests, a forest of giant trees. As Wang Lu looked around, there were towering trees everywhere. The forest was quiet, giving people an inexplicable sense of danger. Suddenly, a scyther fell from the sky like a killer. Its sharp forelimbs aimed directly at Wang Lu's head and chopped it off. Waveguide. Wang Lu's hair stood on end, and he roared. The waveguides all over his body surged, and instantly turned into a blue spherical barrier, blocking the scyther's attack. Damn it, court death! Go Electabuzz, use Thunder Punch! Wang Lu was furious and directly sent Electabuzz to the stage. Electabuzz's eyes were cold, and a powerful momentum directly shocked Scyther. Then he punched out, and the strong lightning flashed, killing Scyther instantly. Scyther was knocked out by Electabuzz's punch and fell to the ground far away, completely unconscious. At the same time, a glowing disc exploded from its body. Wang Lu was startled and walked over to take a look. Flamethrower skill learning machine, fire type, special attack, powerful, sometimes causing rival to fall into burning contest condition. Damn it, what's going on with this dungeon? It's a monster upgrade, and it also has explosive stuff. Wang Lu was stunned. Return to the host. As the level of the dungeon gets higher and higher, the rewards will be more generous. You will even find treasure chests in the dungeon and get a lot of props at once. The sound of the system rang in his ears. Wang Lu was stunned for a moment, and then he was ecstatic. Isn't this great? In a word, the system is awesome. Dratini. Wang Lu directly released Dratini and let it learn Flamethrower. Dragon-type Pokémon are powerful for two main reasons, one is strong resistance, and the other is strong adaptability. The Dragonite clan, in particular, is extremely adaptable and can learn multiple skills, especially fire, water, electricity, and ice. Flamethrower, Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, Freeze Ray, they can all be mastered. There is no such thing as a skill learning machine in this world. Wang Lu originally thought that only by constantly upgrading can he master more skills. Unexpectedly, a skill learning machine came out, which was a little too comfortable. After Dratini learns Flamethrower, his strength will definitely reach a higher level. More importantly, this is a forest of giant trees. You don't have to think about it. It must be filled with grass-type and bug-type Pokémon. Fire defeats grass and insects, and with Flamethrower, it just goes sideways. Chapter 18. Crazy Upgrade. Rare Candy. Human, get out. Damn humans, get out of this forest. Wave Guide surges. In a daze, Wang Lu seemed to hear the curses of countless Pokémon, which made Wang Lu speechless. It seems that I just came in, so I didn't destroy anything here, right? What's going on with the Pokémon here? Do they hate humans so much? System, do you know what's going on? Why do the Pokémon here hate humans so much? Wang Lu asked casually. Sorry, host, please explore on your own. The system said apologetically. Cut. Wang Lu snorted, without taking back Dratini and Electabuzz, and moved forward directly with the two Pokémon. However, Wang Lu had just taken a few steps forward when countless scarlet eyes appeared in the trees in the distance, which was creepy. Fortunately, Wang Lu was not afraid of those fancy things at all and kept moving forward. He wanted to know who was behind the scenes. Buzz. Scarlet Eyes finally appears, and it turns out to be Beedrill, but isn't this too much? I saw. Thousands of Beedrills flew out of the trees ahead, densely packed, and the feeling of terror was almost suffocating. But Wang Lu was not timid at all. Instead, he was excited from the bottom of his heart. Because in his opinion, those thousands of Beedrills are worth a lot of experience points. If everyone brings them to their mouths, is there any reason not to eat them? Dratini, Flamethrower. Electabuzz, Thunderbolt. Wang Lu waved his hand, and the two Pokémon began to shoot wildly. For a moment, the experience value soared. But soon, Wang Lu realized something was wrong. Even though Dratini and Electabuzz fired wildly and smacked down a large number of Beedrills, the number of bees did not seem to decrease at all. Instead, they became more and more numerous and came closer and closer. Wang Lu felt a chill in his heart. If he was really surrounded, his skin would still be peeled off even if he didn't die. Mitsumi, Zapdos. Come out and help too. All four Wang Lu Pokémon appeared, shooting wildly. Zapdos in particular has been a huge help. They are both Thunderbolts, but in terms of power and attack range, Zapdos is more powerful than Electabuzz, or it may be too huge. I saw Zapdos Thunderbolt move, and the sky was filled with thunder. One time, he could smack down at least 100 Beedrills. His experience value skyrocketed, and even his level skyrocketed crazily. Ding, Zapdos has been upgraded. It is currently level 31. Ding, Zapdos has been upgraded. Ding. Ding. More importantly, as Zapdos's level continues to soar, its strength becomes stronger and stronger, and its Thunderbolt becomes more and more terrifying, both in terms of power and attack range. Know that Thunderbolt. Those who didn't know this thought it was a 1,000,000-volt, 10,000,000-volt Thunderbolt. As the power of the skill becomes stronger and the attack range becomes larger, there are more Beedrills to smack down. It gains a huge amount of experience points and upgrades faster and faster. Its strength is becoming more and more terrifying, its size is growing unknowingly, its aura is getting stronger and stronger, and the majesty of the divine beast is gradually revealed. It can be said that Zapdos alone killed 90% of the Beedrills. Under its powerful thunder and lightning, the Beedrills outside could not break in at all. After a few minutes, the number of bees in the swarm dropped sharply, and the last group of Beedrill finally gave up the attack and fled. Milotic, Water, level 52, Elite. Dratini, Dragon, level 50, Elite. Electabuzz, Electricity, level 50, Elite. Zapdos, Electricity plus Flying, level 61, Hall Leader. After glancing at the levels of the Pokémon under his command, Wang Lu smiled. He was just about to level up, but he didn't expect to encounter such a good thing, and his level immediately increased sharply. His strength also skyrocketed, becoming comparable to a normal gym leader. Of course. Without Elite, Wang Lu would not dare to expose the existence of Zapdos. So the top priority is to upgrade Zapdos to level 80 first. With level 80 Zapdos, not to mention normal Elite, even if the champion comes in person, Wang Lu is confident that he can fight it head-on. In other words, as long as Zapdos is raised to level 80, there is no need for Wang Lu to be too low-key. Shiny Pokémon like Mitsumi and Electabuzz will shine when they should. It doesn't matter. No need to be timid at all. If someone is looking for trouble, just crush them. Of course, it's not easy to reach level 80. Fortunately, Zapdos itself is extremely powerful and can easily kill a group of people instantly. The upgrade speed is quite fast. If you are lucky, you might be able to reach level 80 today. In the dungeon, if the Pokémon defeated by Wang Lu do not need to be conquered, the system will automatically refresh them. But the items that explode will not be refreshed. As long as Wang Lu doesn't pick them up, they will always be there. Of course, these items that Wang Lu exploded are actually only visible to Wang Lu. Others in the dungeon, including Pokémon, are also invisible. At this time, in this forest, a large number of light cocoons are shining at Wang Lu's feet. Obviously, these are all things Wang Lu broke out. There are various skill learning machines, various evolution stones, various Pokeballs, and various power-ups. There's even rare candy. Rare candy, candy full of magical energy. After a Pokémon eats it, its level will be +1. Wang Lu's mouth twitched slightly, he didn't expect that such a thing would come out. Unfortunately, the quantity is too small. Wang Lu cleaned up the entire site and made the final settlement. When counting the proceeds, he found that only 5 rare candy popped out in total. Although 5 is not many, or even very few, Wang Lu is already very satisfied. With these 5 rare candy in his pocket, he will be more confident in raising Zapdos to level 80 today. Chapter 19. Zapdos vs Banjira. Keep going. Call out. With the falling leaves, a Shiftry suddenly descended from the sky. Shiftry. Attribute, Grass plus Evil. Level 42, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Ah! Shiftry snarl, fierce and fierce, seemed to be warning Wang Lu not to go any further. But how can Wang Lu buy it? Zapdos, Thunderbolt. Zapdos sent out a bolt of lightning and landed on Shiftry's body. This powerful bolt of lightning instantly enveloped Shiftry's whole body. Shiftry screamed in pain, then fell to the ground and passed out completely. Good job, Zapdos. Wang Lu gave a compliment, but was immediately puzzled. What is the Pokémon in this forest? First Scyther, then Beedrill, and now Shiftry, why do they hate humans so much? Just when Wang Lu was a little puzzled, a black smoke suddenly rose not far ahead, as if someone was setting fire to the forest. Zapdos, go and see what's going on. Wang Lu gave an order, Zapdos nodded, and immediately flew towards the black smoke ahead. At this time, Wang Lu also quickly took back Mitsumi and Electabuzz, carried Dratini on his shoulders, and quickly followed the pace of Zapdos. Wang Lu has a powerful wave guide circulating all over his body, washing his body every moment, which makes Wang Lu's bones and tendons stronger and stronger, and his physical fitness doubles, far surpassing that of ordinary humans. Not long. Under the leadership of Zapdos, Wang Lu finally arrived at the destination, where there was a tall man with rough face. And beside him, there is a tall and strong Pokémon, Banjira, who looks like the monster Godzilla normal. Banjira. Attribute, Rock plus Evil. Level 65, Master. Qualification, Orange. Although this guy didn't deliberately set fire, he also directed Banjira to destroy the forest everywhere, destroying the deadlight and shooting wildly. If this is not done well, it is easy to cause a fire and cause immeasurable consequences in the forest. In the forest, countless Pokémon stood in the distance, daring to speak out. After all, Banjira is really scary, she looks like a monster, even scarier than Zapdos in terms of momentum alone. Zapdos? Boy, you have a Zapdos! Staring at Zapdos, the man's face was full of excitement, and the flames of greed continued to emerge from the depths of his eyes. Without any fear, Wang Lu asked directly, "Who are you?" The man smiled and said, "Hunter M, I'm catching Celebi." Celebi? Wang Lu's heart skipped a beat. That's right, Celebi is hiding in this forest. Because it doesn't dare to come out, I can only destroy the forest and force it to submit. Hunter M smiled evilly. His words were full of taking it for granted, as if he had done nothing wrong and it was Celebi who was wrong. It was because you, Celebi, refused to come out, that I had no choice but to destroy the forest. Scum! Wang Lu couldn't help laughing. Hehe, Celebi is precious, but the value of Zapdos should not be much worse. Hunter M smiled arrogantly, "Boy, I'm going to take over your Zapdos. If you can do it, go ahead and give it a try." Wang Lu didn't give in at all. Snort. Hunter M snorted coldly and shouted, Banjira, Stone Edge. As soon as he finished speaking, Banjira summoned fist-sized energy-sharp stones and smashed them towards Zapdos. Stone Edge is a rock skill, attribute Conti Zapdos. Once it hits, the effect is outstanding. But will Wang Lu let him get his wish? Protect! Wang Lu ordered. I saw that Zapdos instantly summoned a barrier, bang bang bang, blocking all the flying sharp rocks. Use Thunderbolt! Wang Lu shouted again. Zapdos immediately flew towards Banjira, and at the same time fired a bolt of lightning, hitting Banjira hard. I saw Banjira being surrounded by a powerful thunder and lightning, and it roared in pain. Haha, it is indeed a legendary Pokémon. Its power is so wonderful. Hunter M became more and more satisfied with Zapdos, and at the same time inspired a raging fighting spirit, shouting, Hold on to Banjira, Stone Edge. Banjira finally got the thunderbolt on his shoulders and struck again, Stone Edge again. Use Detect. I saw that Zapdos' eyes became sharp, and instantly detected Stone Edge's trajectory, and with a flash of his figure, he perfectly avoided them all. Protect, which can perfectly resist attacks. Detect, which can perfectly dodge attacks. But the more these two skills are used, the easier it is to fail. Protect has been used before. So this time, Wang Lu directly used Detect. Now, Thunderbolt. Wang Lu gave the order again, and Zapdos decisively fired another lightning bolt, which hit Banjira's body fiercely. This time, Banjira finally couldn't bear it and fell to the ground. Banjira. Hunter M can't believe it, Banjira is his strongest trump card. What's more, Banjira's attribute Conti Zapdos, but he didn't expect to be defeated by Zapdos so quickly. Is this the power of legendary Pokémon? Don't show mercy to Zapdos, just let this scum disappear in this world. Wang Lu sneered, killing intent flashed in his eyes. Zapdos's eyes were even colder. Many divine beasts were given the bounden duty of protecting nature from birth, and some divine beasts who were in charge had to guard one side even more, and never left them for life. As a divine beast, Zapdos naturally could not understand what Hunter M was doing. Now that Wang Lu ordered it, it would not hesitate to release a flash of lightning decisively. With a bang, the powerful lightning directly knocked Hunter M away, crushed and turned into fans. At the same time, Banjira also disappeared, and a skill learning machine exploded. Stone Edge, rock attribute, physical attack, powerful, and easy to hit vital points. Wang Lu smiled slightly, this Stone Edge is a rock-type big move, very powerful. This gain is not small. It's a pity that none of Wang Lu's 4 Pokémon can master Stone Edge, so they can only keep it and use it later. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully clearing the copy of Giant Tree Forest and getting Celebi's approval, Forest Ball. As the system prompt sounded in the ear, a green Pokémon suddenly flew out from the dense bushes, happily circled around Wang Lu for a few times, and finally landed on Wang Lu's shoulder. Together with Dratini, one person occupied Wang Lu's shoulders. Chapter 20. Finally have the capital to run rampant in the world. Human, thank you for protecting the forest for me. The wave guide surged, and in a trance, Wang Lu seemed to hear Celebi's voice. Her voice was very childish, and she could tell at a glance that she was still a baby. After saying that, Celebi flew directly into Wang Lu's hand, touched the button of the forest ball, and the red light flashed. There is no need for Wang Lu to take action, it will conquer itself. Celebi. Attribute, Super plus Grass. Level, 30, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Physical attack skills, none. Special attack skills, Confusion, Magical Leaf, Ancient Power. Change skills, Heal Bell, Life Dew, Leech Seed, Recover. Glancing at Celebi's attribute panel, Wang Lu smiled slightly. If he grows up, he will become another general. Although Giant Tree Forest has been cleared, Wang Lu is not in a hurry to get out because there is a lot of experience in this copy. Wang Lu plans to brush it up first and level up before going on. Certainly. Wang Lu mainly brought Zapdos to level up. As for the 4 Pokémon Mitsumi, Dratini, Electabuzz, and Celebi, he released them and let them move freely. Anyway, after killing Hunter M, there is basically no danger in this forest, and the wild Pokémon are no longer so nervous and will bite anyone they see. 2 days passed like this. Milotic, Water, level 55, Elite. Dratini, Dragon, level 52, Elite. Electabuzz, Electricity, level 58, Elite. Zapdos, Electricity plus Flying, level 75, Quasi-Elite. Celebi, Super plus Grass, level 36, Elite. Wang Lu's Pokémon, level refresh. Electabuzz is more aggressive and levels up the fastest. As for Zapdos, he has reached level 75 and his strength has skyrocketed. But Wang Lu is still not satisfied. Wang Lu originally thought that it would take only one day to upgrade Zapdos to level 80, but it took 2 full days and still failed. This is mainly because as the level of Zapdos increases, the experience points required for its upgrade are also getting higher and higher, almost exponentially increasing. Obviously, the difficulty of upgrading in this world is far from comparable to that in the game. This also highlights the precious value of rare candy. In a few days, Wang Lu collected a total of 15 rare candy. He took them all out immediately and gave one to each of Mitsumi, Dratini, Electabuzz, and Celebi. The rest goes to Zapdos. Zapdos, Electric plus Flying, level 86, Elite. Electabuzz, Electricity, level 59, Elite. Milotic, Water, level 56, Elite. Dratini, Dragon, level 53, Elite. Celebi, Super plus Grass, level 37, Elite. Zapdos. Attribute, Electricity plus Flying. Level 86, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Physical attack skills, Giga Impact, Steel Wing, Bird Attack. Special skills, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Ancient Power. Change skills, Thunder Wave, Charge, Agility, Protect, Detect, Roost, Rain Dance. Electabuzz. Attribute, Electricity. Level 59, Elite. Qualification, Orange. Physical attack skills, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Brick Break, Low Kick. Special attack skills, Shock Wave, Thunderbolt, Thunder. Change skills, Charge, Thunder Wave, Noise, Protect, Light Screen. Melodic. Attribute, Water. Level 56, Elite. Qualification, Light Gold. Physical attack skills, Binding, Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. Special attack skills, Water Wave, Twister, Surf, Hydro Pump. Variation skills, Recover, Rain Dance, Protect, Light Screen, Safeguard. Dratini. Attribute, Dragon. Level 53, Elite. Qualification, Purple. Physical attack skills, Dragon Tail, Knock, Dragon God Dive, Outrage. Special skills, Twister, Hydro Pump, Dragon Wave, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Freezing Beam. Transformation skills, Thunder Wave, Agility, Dragon Dance. Celebi. Attribute, Super plus Grass. Level 37, Elite. Qualification, Gold. Physical attack skills, None. Special skills, Confusion, Magical Leaf, Ancient Power, Ultimate Absorption. Change skills, Heal Bell, Life Dew, Leech Seed, Recover. Looking at the attribute panel of the pets, Wang Lu smiled with satisfaction and let out a long sigh of relief. In this world, until now, he finally has the capital to run amok. It's also worth mentioning that in the past 2 days, Dratini also started peeling. After 2 peelings, Dratini also gradually grew up. Back then, when Wang Lu just hatched it, it was only 20 centimeters long, but now it is almost 30 centimeters, and it has gained a lot of weight overall. This is almost a precursor to evolution. But Wang Lu doesn't care. Even if Dratini doesn't evolve, Wang Lu is willing to raise it for a lifetime. Today is the opening day of Xianyuan University. Wang Lu simply cleaned up and headed to the college. Wang Lu doesn't expect to learn much, but going to the academy is not bad for a change of mood. After all, Wang Lu's goal is to become the #1 man in the world, so let's talk about becoming the #1 in Xianyuan University first. Not long after, Wang Lu came to Xianyuan College. I saw crowds of people inside and outside the campus, and it was very lively. Xianyuan College is the most famous university in Xianyuan City, otherwise, it cannot be named after the city. In the academy, there are many disciples, and once they graduate, they are often elite trainers. Because of this, countless scholars are attracted to come here. Cerulean College has 10,000 new students every year, and the competition is very fierce. Soon, Wang Lu completed the enrollment procedures. Student, this afternoon, remember to come to the stadium to participate in the freshman ranking competition. The senior sister who was in charge of the formalities saw Wang Lu Yushulinfen, who was extremely handsome, so she was very enthusiastic and explained to Wang Lu seriously, "This is the tradition of our college. Every year, new students will be ranked. The higher the ranking, the more the academy focuses on training. Moreover, there will be additional prizes for the top 3 freshmen. Student, this is your entry number, come on, senior is optimistic about you." Wang Lu took the number plate, and under the gaze of the senior sister, he left slowly and went to the academy's stadium. The Hideki of Cerulean College is thick, and the stadium is very luxurious, just like a dome. At this time, a large number of freshmen were full of enthusiasm and couldn't help warming up on the court, so as to get ready for the game in the afternoon. "Hello, Wang Lu." Just when Wang Lu was looking around boredly, suddenly there was a hedgehog head, who walked over naturally while saying hello. Wang Lu frowned slightly, feeling that this person looked familiar, but suddenly, he couldn't remember who it was, so he couldn't help asking, "Who are you?" "Well." The smile on Hedgehog's face suddenly froze, and he said depressedly, "I am Cao Lai, a disciple of the immortal Fire Gym. When you challenged the gym 2 days ago, we even had a fight." Chapter 21. Cao Lai's advice. "Oh." Wang Lu made a long sound and finally remembered. "Boss, I have to say, you are so awesome, even Sister Hong Ai is not your rival." Cao Lai's eyebrows were beaming, and immediately he said with a little flattery, "With your strength, I guess you can walk sideways in this academy. Let's get to know each other once." "Boss, you should take care of my younger brother." "It's easy to say." Wang Lu smiled lightly, since he knew each other, there is nothing wrong with taking care of him a little bit. "Thank you, boss." Cao Lai was suddenly ecstatic. "By the way, boss, besides Dratini, you should have other main Pokémon, right?" Cao Lai asked suddenly. "Of course." Wang Lu nodded. Cao Lai breathed a sigh of relief, and said with a smile, "Then in the game this afternoon, boss, you'd better not use Dratini." Wang Lu was taken aback, and asked, "Why, are you afraid that someone with a heart will stare at me?" Cao Lai nodded affirmatively, and said, "Yes, Mirong Shui." "Who is that?" Wang Lu couldn't help asking. "Mirong Hai's daughter, our southern elite's daughter." Cao Lai said solemnly. "Why?" Wang Lu was even more puzzled. After listening to Cao Lai's explanation, he finally understood what was going on. Mirong Hai, an elite in the southern region, is extremely powerful. With his Dragonite, he defeated countless powerful people in the world. Mirong Hai has a son and a daughter, the son is named Mirong Bai, and the daughter is named Mirong Shui. However, his pet Dragonite has only one son, Dratini. After all, the real world is different from the game. In the game, eggs are hatched infinitely. In reality, Pokémon's fertility is far less powerful than imagined. Also, the more powerful the Pokémon, the more powerful the genes, the less fertile. Because of this, many powerful Pokémon will have at most 1 or 2 offspring throughout their lives. In the end, Mirong Hai passed Dratini on to his son Mirong Bai. It is also because of this that Mirong Shui has a paranoid covet towards Dratini since she was a child. For countless years, she has been frantically looking for Dratini. She's already said that she wants a Dratini no matter how much it costs. However, how rare are Dratini? Not only is it priceless, but more importantly, there is no market for the price. Owning Dratini means owning Dragonite in the future, which means gaining identity and status in the future. That being the case, who is willing to sell it? I see. Wang Lu nodded lightly. Quan Dang heard a story and didn't take Cao Lai's advice to heart. Seeing Wang Lu's face full of indifference, Cao Lai was secretly worried, and said, "Boss, don't take it seriously. Don't let Dratini play this afternoon." Having said this, Cao Lai was suddenly taken aback. Is it enough to just be careful this afternoon? As long as the boss is still in Cerulean Academy, as long as the boss reveals Dratini's existence, then Mirong Shui will come to find him. "Boss, I think you should just transfer to another school," Cao Lai said helplessly. "Ha! No, actually, it's useless for her to find me. If I don't sell it, it's over. Wang Lu laughed. Boss, you have no idea how deep Mirong Shue's obsession with Dratini is. Cao Lai sighed, and said with a wry smile, if you want to sell it to her, it will be easier, otherwise, she will try her best to deal with you. Ah! Wang Lu smiled disdainfully, it's just a woman, am I afraid? Cao Lai was taken aback, and said, that's the daughter of elite. It is said that Mirong Shui already has 10 badges, and she has won all the gymnasiums in the southern region. Boss, don't be angry when I say this. In the afternoon competition, with your strength, as long as your luck is not too bad, I believe you can get the top 10 rankings. But, you are definitely not Mirong Shui's rival. You have no idea how terrifying Mirong Shui is. Last year, our Xianyuan city held the Pokémon Youth Cup, inviting young people aged 16 to 24 from all over the city to participate. Mirong Shui just turned 16 last year, and went directly. Having said that, Cao Lai suddenly stopped, took a sip of the drink he was carrying with him. It has to be said that this kid is quite talented in storytelling and writing, and the suspense is just right. No, Wang Lu couldn't help asking, direct what? Direct champion. Puff. Hearing this, the drink Cao Lai had just sipped came out straight away, and he said, brother, do you think it's easy to win the championship? Do you know how many contestants there were in the Youth Cup in Xianyuan City last year? A total of more than 100,000. Cao Lai began to frantically exaggerate the difficulty of the Xianyuan City Youth Cup. Wang Lu gradually lost his patience and asked, just tell me how many places Mirong Shui won. Final 8. Cao Lai's eyes lit up, and he was almost admiring, boss, do you know? It's as strong as Sister Hong Ai. She was just shortlisted in last year's Xianyuan Youth Cup, barely getting a place in the top 128. Mirong Shui is definitely a mega genius. She is 17 years old this year, and her strength must be improved. Although she is also a freshman this year, her strength has already reached the top of the academy. Far beyond the dimension of our freshmen. Speaking of Mirong Shui, Cao Lai's eyes were shining, his face was full of admiration, just like Listel's younger brother, NC Fan. More importantly, he was like this in front of Wang Lu. It was as if, Wang Lu was not his boss, but Mirong Shui was his boss. Snort. Wang Lu couldn't help but snorted coldly, his face was full of disdain. It's nothing more than the quarterfinals of a city-level competition. Is this worth bragging about? Still blowing up like this? Those who didn't know this thought it was the top 8 in the country and the top 8 in the world. Well. Seeing Wang Lu not caring, even eager to give it a try, and couldn't help but want to beat Mirong Shui up, Cao Lai sighed deeply. What should be said, he has already said. But Wang Lu is still like this, if he still doesn't arouse vigilance, then he really has nothing to do. During the conversation between the two, time flew by, and it was noon in a blink of an eye. Wang Lu and Cao Lai went to the cafeteria to eat together, and when they returned to the stadium was already overcrowded. Not only freshmen, but also many seniors and seniors also came to watch the competition. After all, they also want to see how the freshmen are doing this year. Chapter 22. Freshman competition begins, preliminary round. Handsome, can you Adwuxin? Wang Lu is tall and handsome, with a majestic tree facing the wind, and his brows are heroic. This image is very popular among girls. From the cafeteria to the stadium, Wang Lu and Cao Lai walked all the way, and the girls who took the initiative to strike up a conversation with Wang Lu almost never stopped. No, another girl with light makeup and a rather aloof look came over. Okay. Cao Lai was full of joy, and quickly took out his mobile phone to meet him. Looking at Cao Lai, who had a hedgehog head and a short stature like a skinny monkey, the woman frowned immediately, and scolded, go away. I'm not looking for you. Look at your virtue, you don't even take a pee to take care of yourself. Cao Lai was stunned, and Wang Lu frowned. At this time, the woman looked at Wang Lu, smiled in a blink of an eye, and said elegantly, handsome guy, can you Adwuxin? No, get out. Wang Lu put his hands in his pockets and snorted coldly. You. The woman was stunned, ashamed and angry, her face flushed with anger. You wait for me. In the end, after the woman said a harsh word, she left in despair. Brother, this is already the 38th girl, you are too awesome." Cao Lai was envious and jealous, his eyes were a little red. Of course, Wang Lu helped him vent his anger, and he was also a little moved. Along the way, although Wang Lu rejected all the girls who came to strike up a conversation, his attitude was not bad. Only that woman, who didn't know how much she weighed, spoke rudely and insulted Cao Lai. Wang Lu couldn't help but feel disgusted at her. "Come to the stadium." Cao Lai's sharp eyes saw Zhao Hongai's beautiful figure from a distance, and he quickly patted Wang Lu, and the two walked towards Zhao Hongai together. Today, Zhao Hongai is still wearing a red sportswear and a ponytail. She looks youthful and beautiful, like a spotlight, constantly attracting the attention of some boys around her. Zhao Hongai is naturally beautiful, coupled with years of exercise, the skin on his face is rosy, looks very healthy, and feels very comfortable. At first glance, she is the kind of girl who doesn't like makeup, and she dresses very Salation, but her beauty today is still unbelievably many times better than some coquettish sluts at the scene. "Wang Lu, I didn't expect that we would meet again so soon." After seeing Wang Lu and Cao Lai, Zhao Hongai showed a smile on his face. But she almost ignored Cao Lai's existence, but she was very enthusiastic when facing Wang Lu. Cao Lai wants to cry but has no tears. Ordinary women don't like to see themselves, so that's all. I didn't expect that even my senior sister didn't want to see me. But there was no way around it. Compared with Cao Lai, Wang Lu was too dazzling. More importantly, Wang Lu is not only tall and handsome, but also possesses very strong strength. Among his peers, Zhao Hongai finally met such a powerful rival, so he was naturally impressed. "Are you a freshman too?" Wang Lu asked suspiciously. Although Zhao Hongai is young and beautiful, but Wang Lu feels that Zhao Hongai should be a little older than himself. "No." Zhao Hongai shook his head and said with a smile, "I'm already a junior this year, but this doesn't prevent me from watching the freshman competition." "That's true." Wang Lu nodded. So, the three of them found a few front seats in the spectator seats, chatting while waiting for the competition to start. When the time came to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the freshman ranking competition of Xianyuan College officially started. The dome stadium of Xianyuan College is extremely huge, and it is directly divided into 4 areas, A, B, C, D. And each area has 125 battlefields. In other words, there are a total of 500 battle venues playing games at the same time. The rules of the preliminary round are very simple, that is 1v1, the winner will directly advance to the next round of competition. The losers will not be eliminated directly, and there is still a chance to be resurrected, but if the resurrection fails, they will be completely eliminated. "Wang Lu, isn't it your turn yet?" Some time after the game started, Cao Lai had already won a game and returned, but Wang Lu did not play. Wang Lu is certainly not in a hurry. For him, it makes no difference whether he comes on early or late. But Zhao Hongai is a little anxious. She really hopes that Wang Lu will play in the game to reveal more of her strength. In the last gymnasium competition, Wang Lu pierced Zhao Hongai with a single dratini. The strength Wang Lu showed was just the tip of the iceberg. Zhao Hongai firmly believes that Wang Lu is not just a Pokémon like Dratini, and she wants to see more Pokémon from Wang Lu. Only then can she see more of Wang Lu's strength. "My number is 1050, I think it should be soon," Wang Lu said lazily. "Halo, the number of entries is closely related to the order of the competition. The order of the competition is random, right?" Cao Lai complained, and Zhao Hongai couldn't help but roll his eyes. Ding dong! The broadcast sounded again. Contestant number 1050 and number 6235 are invited to go to the competition field number 105 in Area A. "Oh, let me tell you soon, you still don't believe it." Wang Lu stood up directly, and under the shocked and speechless eyes of Cao Lai and Zhao Hongai, he walked from the auditorium to the arena. "It's you." In the first round of the preliminaries, Wang Lu's rival was none other than that annoying woman who didn't know how much she weighed. "Handsome guy, can you add a wuxin? If not, get out." Wang Lu's indifferent look is still vivid, and Chen Yuehua's teeth itch with anger. Since she was a celebrity, when did she suffer such insults? "Little boy, don't think that being handsome is a big deal, you can do whatever you want. In this world, strength still speaks for itself. If you don't have the strength, at most you are just a plaything for some old women." Satisfied, Chen Yuehua turned to Wang Lu repeatedly. She seems to be extremely confident in her own strength, thinking that she can manipulate Wang Lu in the palm of her hand. Go, Ivysaur! Chen Yuehua took the lead in sending out Pokémon. Originally, according to the rules of the competition, both players were supposed to send participating Pokémon at the same time. But Chen Yuehua took the lead in sending out Pokémon, and the referee couldn't stop him. Ivysaur. Attribute, Grass plus Poison. Level 28, Advanced. Qualification, Blue. Humph, I'm giving you a chance to be a Conti for free. Chen Yuehua said proudly. Haha, do I need it? Wang Lu sneered, and his condescending and dismissive attitude made Chen Yuehua furious. Immediately, Wang Lu casually took out a luxury ball, and Chen Yuehua's eyes trembled, feeling vaguely uneasy. Boom! With a flash of white light, Dratini's small and cute figure suddenly appeared on the field. Dratini! Chen Yuehua's eyes widened in disbelief. Dratini, as legendary normal rare. Priceless! She originally thought that Wang Lu was just a handsome boy, but she never expected that Wang Lu actually owned Dratini. Chapter 23. Winning in a row. Dratini again. In the audience, Zhao Hong'ai felt a little disappointed as she watched Wang Lu send Dratini to the stage. She wants to know Wang Lu's other Pokémon. This guy seems to have been deliberately hiding something. Could it be that his other Pokémon are even rarer than Dratini? This absurd idea suddenly flashed through Zhao Hong'ai's mind, but she immediately rejected it. Is it even rarer than Dratini? How is this possible? Wow, Dratini! Everyone, look at arena number 105 in Area A. That freshman actually has Dratini. That little brother is so handsome and has a Dratini. It would be great if he could be my boyfriend. There are too many 500 arenas, which is dazzling. The audience doesn't know which arena to pay attention to, so they basically just look at it casually. However, the audience base is too large, and there is always a part of the audience that happens to be paying attention to Wang Lu's competition. When they saw Dratini appear, they exclaimed for a while, which attracted more people's attention. Vivi, look at arena number 105 in Area A. Dratini. Following his companion's gaze, Mirong Shue's delicate body trembled, and she stood up unconsciously because she was so excited. After a while, Mirong Shue regained her mood and sat down again. After finally finding a Dratini in Xianyuan City, Mirong Shue was almost determined to get it, but before negotiating with the pet owner, Wang Lu, she wanted to see more of Dratini's strength. After 5 full seconds, Chen Yuehua finally recovered from the shock. Dratini is indeed rare and has great potential. It's a pity that Dratini is too young and has almost no fighting ability. I say you are a pretty boy, but you really are a pretty boy. You wasted a counter opportunity and actually sent Dratini to fight. Even if you want to show off, you have to distinguish the occasion, right? Chen Yuehua talked eloquently, mocking Wang Lu while showing a proud smile. I will definitely win this game. Ivysaur, use Razor Leaf. Following Chen Yuehua's command, Ivysaur instantly released pieces of Razor Leaf, quickly slashing towards Dratini. Facing Chen Yuehua's attack, Wang Lu smiled disdainfully and shouted coldly, Dratini, use Flamethrower. Boom! The raging flames roared past and burned up all the Razor Leaf in an instant. The intensity of the fire did not decrease at all, and it penetrated Ivysaur's body fiercely. Ivysaur's whole body was charred, and he fainted before he even had time to scream. Ivysaur loses the ability to fight, Dratini wins. The referee made the decision. Ah! Chen Yuehua was stunned. The battle ended too quickly, but the result was completely different from what she imagined. No. How could a Dratini be so strong? Isn't this simply stronger than the normal Dragonair? For a moment, Chen Yuehua was in disbelief. Not only Chen Yuehua, but also many spectators watching the game were stunned. Flamethrower. That Dratini can actually flamethrower. Mirong Shue, Zhao Hong'ai, Cao Lai, and many other spectators could not help but be surprised. You know, there are no skill machines in this world. Therefore, in addition to upgrading and the skills that Pokémon automatically learn, it is very difficult for trainers to want Pokémon to learn new skills. It requires constant observation and training before you can gradually master it. In addition to hard work, talent and qualifications are also very important. At this time, Mirong Shui was very excited. In her opinion, since Wang Lu's Dratini can master flamethrower, he is definitely a gifted being. She became even more excited. She wanted that Dratini so bad. After the game, Wang Lu ignored the dull Chen Yuehua, left the field and returned to his seat. Wang Lu, in just 2 days, your Dratini seems to have become stronger. Zhao Hong'ai looked at Wang Lu in surprise, and Cao Li nodded repeatedly, shocked. Absolutely. Wang Lu smiled lightly. When he first entered the Immortal Fire Gym, Dratini was only over level 30. Now he is over level 50, and his overall strength has indeed improved a lot. More importantly, Wang Lu exploded a lot of skill machines, allowing Dratini to master a lot of skills. Coupled with its powerful attributes and strong resistance, its strength will naturally reach a higher level. After Wang Lu rested for more than 10 minutes, he immediately ushered in the next round of competition. Wang Lu's rival this time is a little fat boy. At the referee's signal, Wang Lu and Little Fatty sent out their own Pokémon at the same time. Go, Dratini! Go, Pidgeotto! 2 Pokémon appear on the field at the same time. Pidgeotto. Attribute, Normal plus Flying. Level, Level 26, Advanced. Qualification, Blue. Dratini. Brother, I didn't expect you to have Dratini. However, Dratini has no fighting power. You will definitely lose this game. It was the same opening remarks again. After the little fat boy was surprised, a confident smile gradually appeared on his face and he shouted, "Come on Pidgeotto, use quick attack." Following the little fat boy's order, Pidgeotto immediately flew out, like a spark, and hit Dratini straight away. The speed of quick attack is indeed very fast. In just one breath, Pidgeotto knocked Dratini away. Seeing this scene, the little fat boy smiled even more. As everyone knows, although Dratini was knocked away, the damage was actually very minor. Kill it, use Thunderbolt. Wang Lu gave an order, and Dratini immediately released a bolt of lightning, which struck Pidgeotto hard. I saw that Pidgeotto's whole body was wrapped in thunder and lightning, and he screamed miserably. Before he could hold on for a second, he fell from the air and fainted completely. Electric Flying. One move Thunderbolt, the effect is outstanding. Putting aside this, Dratini's level is too high and his strength is too strong. Even without Thunderbolt, he can easily kill Pidgeotto instantly with just one move. This! The little fat boy was stunned, unable to accept such a result. Mainly because he didn't expect that Wang Lu's Dratini could be so strong. Of course, not only him, but many spectators watching the game were also in disbelief. Is it Thunderbolt this time? Mirong Shui was shocked again by Dratini's terrifying talent. As everyone knows, Dratini's purple aptitude, although good, is not particularly evil. Without the skill machine, Dratini would not be able to master so many skills. Chapter 24. The Race, Electabuzz debuts. Dratini, use Hydro Pump. In the third round, Dratini fired a Hydro Pump and knocked over rival's duck-billed Charmander. The duck-billed Fire Dragon loses its fighting ability, Dratini wins. The referee made the decision, and Wang Lu also advanced smoothly. Only Wang Lu's rival stood there blankly, with a look of disbelief on his face. Dratini, use Dragon Wave. Dratini, use Freeze Beam. Dratini, use Dragon God to dive. Dratini, use Flamethrower. About 2 hours later, Wang Lu won 15 games in a row and successfully advanced from the preliminary round to the main round. There are only 64 players in total who can win consecutively from the preliminary round to advance to the main round. No doubt. The 64 people represent the strongest strength of this freshman class of Xianyuan College. No matter how they perform in the main game, they will probably be trained by the college. The next main match is a 3v3 knockout match. The 500 venues on site have also been gradually condensed, and now it seems that only the last 4 venues are left to compete at the same time. In this way, the audience can have a better viewing experience. Wang Lu's first rival in the main competition is a cute girl named Lan Yu. Classmate Wang Lu, I am your fan. I have watched your competition, and your Dratini is so strong. As soon as Lan Yu came on the stage, he looked at Wang Lu infatuatedly and screamed excitedly. Wang Lu smiled lightly and asked, "Are you my fan or Dratini's fan?" "We." Faced with Wang Lu's question, Lan Yu smiled shyly and asked, "Student Wang Lu, if I win the competition, can you be my boyfriend? Wang Lu smiled confidently, of course, if you win. The current situation is that as long as Wang Lu admits defeat, he can directly get a well-behaved and lovely girlfriend. But Wang Lu Orberg, a straight man, cannot admit defeat. If he doesn't beat up a girl, that's already considered good. My first Pokémon, go ahead, Cloyster. With a flash of white light, Blue Rain sent Pokémon out. Cloyster. Attribute, Water plus Ice. Level 32, Elite. Qualification, Blue. Cloyster is a Water plus Ice double attribute Pokémon, an Ice Dragon, on top of attribute, is Count Dratini. This Lan Yu had obviously done his homework and came prepared. But Wang Lu is not false at all. After all, Cloyster's level is too low. Even if attribute is defeated by counter, Dratini can easily defeat him. Moreover, Dratini has rich skills and a wide range of attacks. With one Thunderbolt move, he can kill Cloyster instantly. But Dratini was somewhat tired after playing so many games. Wang Lu planned to let Dratini take a break and switch to other Pokémon. Go, Electabuzz. With a flash of white light, Electabuzz finally appeared. With cold eyes, ferocious face, dark golden skin and strong body, Electabuzz is full of domineering power. As soon as he appeared on the stage, he was able to intimidate the Cloyster on the opposite side with his momentum alone. Cloyster was sweating profusely and his body was trembling uncontrollably. Of course it's not just Cloyster. Electabuzz's appearance was like a whirlwind normal, surprising almost all the audience present. At the moment, there are only 4 venues left playing at the same time, and the audience can watch 4 games at the same time, but now, almost all the spectators at the scene looked towards Wang Lu's arena and stared at Electabuzz in stunned silence. Shiny Pokémon. Flash Electabuzz. Grass, he has dark golden skin. Isn't this so handsome? Awesome. Wang Lu is awesome. In addition to Dratini, he also has shiny Pokémon. And such a powerful and domineering shiny Pokémon. Oh my god, Wang Lu is so handsome. I really want to give him a baby. The scene was completely boiling. In this real world, shiny Pokémon are extremely rare, far rarer than in the game. In addition, shiny Pokémon in real life do not have only one specific color like in the game, but there are many kinds. White Magikarp, Black Magikarp, Golden Magikarp, theoretically speaking, these are all possible. As long as there is a difference in color, it is Flash and a sign of great talent. As far as Flash Electabuzz is concerned, there should be other colors as well. But Wang Lu's Electabuzz has dark golden skin and looks powerful and domineering. It is definitely the top Flash quality. It is precisely because of this that it caused such a huge shock. Flash Electabuzz. In the audience, Zhao Hongyi and Cao Lai could not help but be stunned. Especially Zhao Hongyi, she had thought that Wang Lu owned a Pokémon that was rarer than Dratini, but she never expected that Wang Lu actually owned a shiny Pokémon. In this world, shiny Pokémon are not only rare, but also powerful. They are a symbol of status and a symbol of cards. Roar! At this time, Electabuzz was overly excited due to the shouting at the scene and couldn't help but yell. Under the pressure of its momentum, Cloyster shivered and did not even dare to move. Classmate Wang Lu, I didn't expect you to have shiny Pokémon. You are so outstanding. However, I will not admit defeat easily. Brace yourself Cloyster, use Freeze Ray. After Lan Yu gave an order, Cloyster reluctantly mustered up some courage and released a cold beam of light, shooting towards Electabuzz on the opposite side. Electabuzz, use Protect. As soon as Wang Lu finished speaking, Electabuzz reached out and released a golden energy barrier, which directly blocked Cloyster's freezing light. Use Thunder Punch. Wang Lu ordered again. Hearing this, Electabuzz quickly rushed towards Cloyster, just like the Black Overlord. Its powerful aura directly shocked Cloyster, making the latter tremble and barely dare to move. Electabuzz ignored it and punched out with a flash of lightning, instantly killing Cloyster. Cloyster loses the ability to fight. The referee announced. In the first game, Electabuzz won directly. Chapter 25. Electabuzz vs Swampert. 1 Where's 3? How come? Lan Yu couldn't help but widen his eyes. Her Cloyster is an elite level Pokémon. Even if attribute is countered by Electabuzz, it won't be killed instantly with one move, right? It seems like that Electabuzz is not just a shiny Pokémon, it's also a very high level and very powerful. Lan Yu was horrified and looked at Wang Lu again. For a moment, she felt a little dizzy. Wang Lu is so great. How could she not love such a powerful and handsome boy? Go, Golem! Lan Yu immediately sent out the second Pokémon. There was a flash of white light, and a huge Golem appeared. Golem. Attribute, Ground plus Rock. Level, 31, Elite. Qualification, Blue. Looking at Golem, Wang Lu was a little surprised. Unexpectedly, such a cute girl like Lan Yu would have such a heavyweight pet as Golem. It seems that she is also the kind of philanthropic trainer who will subdue Pokémon of various attributes, so that she can be more flexible in tactics. Golem is the dual attribute Pokémon of Ground plus Rock. There is no doubt that it's the perfect attribute for Electabuzz. Ground is immune to lightning. At the same time, ground-type attacks can also cause double damage to electric-type Pokémon. But Wang Lu did not replace Electabuzz because of this. After all, Electabuzz also masters other skills in addition to electric skills, and even masters the skills of Counter Golem. In addition, Electabuzz's level is very high, his qualifications are overwhelming, and he has an overwhelming advantage in combat effectiveness. Wang Lu believes that Electabuzz can completely deal with Golem. Come on! Golem, use Earthquake! After Lan Yu gave the order, the Golem immediately jumped up and then fell heavily. Golem weighs 300 kilograms, and its Earthquake directly triggers strong white shock waves that sweep wildly in all directions. So powerful! Golem's Earthquake was so powerful that it surprised many in the audience. Being hit by Earthquake continuously, Electabuzz remained expressionless, his legs firmly nailed to the ground, and his body motionless, as if nothing happened. How come? Lan Yu's beautiful eyes trembled in disbelief, and she shouted directly, Earthquake has no effect on Electabuzz. Of course it won't be completely ineffective. It's just that Electabuzz's level is too high, and Golem's level is too low. With this huge level gap, Golem naturally can't do much damage to Electabuzz. Kill it Electabuzz, use Freezing Punch! Wang Lu commanded. Call out! Electabuzz flew out like lightning, and the ice energy quickly condensed on the fist, and a cold chill gradually spread. Golem instinctively felt the pressure, with a look of horror on his face. However, its body is huge and its legs are short, so it has no flexibility at all. Facing Electabuzz's attack, even if it wanted to dodge, it simply couldn't. Not good. At this time, Lan Yu also reacted and shouted, Golem, use Defense Curl quickly. Defense Curl, a changing skill, greatly improves physical defense in a short period of time. Golem quickly retracted its head and limbs into the big stone behind it like a turtle. Boom! Electabuzz punched, and the ice energy spread quickly, freezing half of Golem's body in the blink of an eye. The effect was outstanding. Next moment, Golem's head stuck out unconsciously, and he had already fainted. Golem has lost the ability to fight. The referee made a timely decision. After losing 2 games in a row, Blue Rain was under greater pressure. He quickly took back Golem and sent out the third and last Pokémon, Go, Swampert. Blue Rain's third Pokémon is actually Swampert. There was a flash of white light, and Swampert's huge body suddenly appeared on the field. Ouch! As soon as he appeared on the stage, Swampert roared. It seems to be very courageous. Facing the powerful pressure of Electabuzz, it not only has no fear, but becomes more and more excited. Swampert. Attribute, Water plus Ground. Level, 42, Elite. Qualification, Orange. Swampert's attribute is very special, it is a combination of water plus ground. Water is afraid of electricity, but ground is immune, so Swampert is not afraid of electricity at all and is directly immune. Ground is afraid of water and ice, but water resists water and ice, cancelling each other out, so Swampert doesn't have those weaknesses at all. Swampert has one and only one weakness, and it is an extremely huge weakness, and that is grass type. Swampert, quadruple weak grass. But if rival doesn't have grass type, Swampert will be extremely powerful. Nice Pokémon. Glancing at Swampert's attribute panel, Wang Lu nodded, but it was just good. Electabuzz could fully handle it. Come on, Electabuzz, strike first and use freezing punch. Wang Lu ordered. Roar! Electabuzz roared, swung his fist, and hit Swampert on the opposite side. Faced with Wang Lu's attack, Lan Yu did not panic too much. Obviously, she was very confident in the strength of this Swampert, and even said, block it, use the arm hammer. Swampert also yelled, raised his arm high, and slammed it down. Boom! Two powerful energies collided fiercely, bursting into flames and causing smoke and dust to rise. In the huge cloud of smoke and dust, Swampert suddenly flew backwards, and the solace of his feet drew two deep ravines on the stadium ground. Swampert! Lan Yu couldn't help but be shocked. This Swampert is her trump card, and she knows very well how powerful Swampert is. Unexpectedly, Swampert actually lost to Electabuzz in terms of power. What an Electabuzz that is, it's so scary. Lan Yu was panicked and quickly encouraged Swampert, don't admit defeat, Swampert, use mud bombs. Puff puff. Upon hearing this, Swampert immediately opened his mouth wide and sprayed out a large number of mud bombs. Black's mud bombs were like cannonballs, shooting towards Electabuzz crazily. Mud bomb is also a ground skill. Although its power is normal, it has a strong slowing effect. Once hit, the speed will slow down. However, facing Lan Yu's mud bomb attack, Wang Lu did not hide at all and shouted directly at Electabuzz, Electabuzz, Thunderbolt. Upon hearing this, Electabuzz immediately released a powerful bolt of lightning and blasted it towards the mud bomb. Boom! The two energies collided and exploded again. The power of the two skills cancelled each other out. Although lightning cannot cause damage to the ground type, this does not prevent Wang Lu from using the impact of Thunderbolt to crush the mud bomb. Use freeze punch! Wang Lu ordered again. Upon hearing this, Electabuzz immediately burst out with astonishing speed, rushed in front of Swampert in an instant, and slammed down with a freezing fist. The violent ice energy spread rapidly, freezing Swampert into a big ice block in the blink of an eye. Immediately, Electabuzz slashed down with his hand knife, and with a bang sound, the ice was broken directly from the outside. Swampert also fell to the ground and passed out directly. Swampert is incapable of fighting. The referee makes a decision. At the end of the game, Wang Lu won and successfully advanced to the next round of the main competition.